Action.
Well, alrighty then.
I may have forgotten to get a link ready for my Discord. I'm a professional out here.
Oh my.
So professional.
Pro stream.
I stream like sometimes.
Only sometimes, like, you know.
Like
only
9
once a
times
week.
in the last couple days, it feels like. That helicopter is apparently just hovering above our house, so that's good.
Doesn't help we have windows open either.
That big level 5 is hanging right at the back of this group. That's going to be annoying to try and get him.
What's the estimate?
250 minimum. I can't remember what the top was, but
It's
he's guaranteed.
Big male to big male.
He is a very big male.
So just to
He's,
clarify, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say he's just one of like the regular old. I think it's like the dark spotted or something.
I gotcha.
We will see.
Oh, I don't even have my fallow grind. I didn't set anything up. For everybody watching, we're all doing our own grinds. Just so we're clear, we're not all grinding on the same map. And we're just chilling and hanging out. We probably won't address chat too much. And it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. No modding for
Indeed.
me. Whoop whoop.
That's why you joined. You got out of it.
Yeah, I don't want to mod today. Not anymore, at least. I've hit my maximum for deleting comments for today.
Nobody was
You
even
might
in the
be-
stream earlier. What are you talking about?
He's dead.
Nice.
He is now floating this way. The rest of the group spooked, but he was just far enough away that he didn't. Him and one other level 4, which is nice.
Oh, nice. See,
That kind of worked out.
you were telling us before the stream started, there's been more than 10 Great One Fallow shot already?
Apparently so. That's what people in my Discord have been telling me.
I know the one from the guy in my stream earlier. He got the painted saw blade rack, which, holy, I would love that.
Was big hot.
And then,
Then I saw two in official, an Irish elk rack and
Oh,
a
right, yeah.
spoon boy rack.
I didn't see the
But
spoon one.
apparently there's been other ones. That was the first one I saw posted today, was the spoon rack boy with the gold, fabled golden fur.
Wait, which? Oh, I forgot about the golden completely.
Yeah,
Dang. Alright,
that was big pretty.
that's why we need to do streams like this and stuff. We have to get some of these cool things.
Yes, we do. And maybe one of us gets it tonight. I mean, lots of people are getting them in only a couple hundred kills, so
I mean, there's
positive vibes.
3 of us here. I had that whole theory with the moose grind where I was basically saying, like, maybe instead of grinding one map for thousands and thousands of kills, I should do a couple hundred kills at a time on all 5 maps to try to,
Yeah.
you know, hope for one short grind. There's 3 of us here hoping for one short grind, and we're gonna get hundreds tonight, just tonight.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's basically what I did with my moose, and then I ended up going back to Medved, and Medved was the map that gave me my meese.
They were both there, right?
Yep, both on Medved.
That's crazy.
After trying New England, Revon Thule, kind of a little bit of Yukon in there. Nope, the one that finally gave it to me was Medved, where I started.
I would also argue going to New England at all might be a little bit crazy, but that's just me.
New England isn't bad for moose, it's just one run takes like 3 hours instead of short runs. Like, one run is really long instead of short runs over multiple, like, runs, if that makes sense.
That was kind of how I treated Medved at first, and I eventually quit doing that, but to cover the entire map, it was basically the same thing, 3 drink times worth, though it was probably closer to 2 hours because I was doing not full-length drink times.
Yeah, see, for moose, my moose would not show up until, like, basically the last 45 minutes, half an hour of drink time, and then still I'd have some walking in. So
Yeah.
I was, like, changing the time every zone, basically.
Have you had that problem with Fallow so far? I don't know how much you've gotten to grind today.
I have just been setting it to 1 hour before the end of their drink time and going with that.
Oh, you're starting at 12?
267.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
it's 12. 267, 99 kg on the dot. Dark spotted, like I thought he was. That's big hot.
That's not a bad first diamond.
Definitely not. I'm pretty happy with that. He's really pretty.
I'm jealous.
Kian said, would rather hunt spiders in my kitchen than hunt New England.
Oh gosh.
It is pain. It's just the rivers. It wouldn't even be so bad if they didn't drink in like the middle river, if that makes sense, the bit that goes along the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Because that's just twisty and turny and horrible. The rest of the river's like okay, it's like pretty open, and once you learn where they're gonna be and where's just, you know, single female zones, it's not too bad. But yeah, it's a bit painful in other aspects.
Still feels bad to me.
Yeah, but I thought at that point I was already like, what, 5,000 kills in?
Oh, were you that far when you did New England?
I think so. I got really far before I tried other things.
Soup just said power couple plus Flantro.
Brilliant.
Just here so I don't get fined. It's fine.
I was just at my wit's end with Moose when I started trying random things like that. I was like, please, just one. Just give me the smallest Great One Moose that there's ever been. I do not care. I will love it all the same.
Has there been, I know there's been like, mismatched racks. Has there been like a wonky Great One Moose? I'm not familiar with one.
The same antlers, but like wonky?
Yeah, like I just saw a Great One Whitetail posted, yesterday, I think, where it's the, I actually don't know what they call it. Like the sort of tall, supermassive rack? Not the one with all the cluster tines at the end of the beams, like the smaller of those two?
I think they call that one the Kinsko rack.
Yes, that's correct. It was like really extra tall and then leaned in so a bunch of tines were crossing over.
Yeah, I thought that looked kind of neat. I don't know why. It was like... It made me think of a cathedral, and I really don't know why, but I just thought it looked really cool. But no, I haven't seen any moose like that.
Maybe they don't have the ability. I just think that's
because of how... Yeah, because their antlers are like... Whitetail are sort of... How do I say it? Their antlers are kind of like closer together because of how they situate on the head. Whereas moose are like sort of further apart because they go like widthways, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So they're not really gonna cross over and stuff like that. That would be wild, like, if it did at some point.
The one I could see doing it's the spider rack. I'm stuck in a tent.
That would look nuts. I'd love that.
It would score like 5, but...
The spread credit, nothing.
Negative 12.
Negative 12. I wonder what mismatch racks are going to be for Fallow. Because I only think there's a couple of combos that'll end up looking good, because I think anything mixed with the Irish Elk rack would look weird.
I think that, and I think probably anything mixed with Sawblade would end up looking weird.
I think the only thing that would work with Sawblade would be the big typical rack. And that would be okay-ish.
Maybe. I'd have to see it to really know.
Yeah.
We already had this conversation on a different stream, I think, or maybe it was just in voice chat, but I'm definitely not as partial to the mismatch racks as you and I know a lot of other people are, and I would be, like, mortified if I got Irish Elk and Sawblade, for instance.
Just be like, heck, that's really neat, because the chances of that spawning are really, really low. So, it's like with my wonky Great One Moose, I know that it kind of looks odd because it's weird with the colors, because like one antler's super dark and one super light. I just think of it as that it damaged the one antler in Velvet, and that caused it to go super non-typical, which you do see in deer species. In anything with antlers, that can happen. So I just think of it like that, but it would be cool if the colors were the same. That's the thing that kills it the most.
Yeah, but I look at it the same exact way.
It's such a unique rack. I mean, how out of all of the people that have killed Great One Moose, there's only been a few. I think I've seen 2 or 3 tops that have been mismatched, and they've all been the same kind of mismatch, those 2 racks.
You're right.
So I don't know if that's the only way that they can be mismatched, but when I saw that, I was like, well, that makes him extra unique, so I love it.
I think
unique things are cool.
Yeah, the moose one makes more sense to me. I guess I could do the whole, like, mental, not even gymnastics, but Irish Elk rack is because in Velvet it pushed the antler down and then it ended up flattening out or something. I could probably make myself believe that that's a thing, but every time I walk past it, I'll be like, why can't it just be even?
I mean, I've seen, like, a good example is, like, roe deer, where they've either damaged the very base of the antler in velvet, or they've actually broken the pedicle and it drooped, like, the antler grows drooping over their entire face.
Yeah.
And then the other antler is stood upright. So, you know, weird stuff like that can happen, and that's probably what I would say. It would be like, oh, it's kind of like it did this.
He's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
I'm already whiffing shots horribly.
I can't find this one fallow buck I killed. I'm just gonna give up on it at this point.
Whatever you gotta do. Go Figure, thanks for becoming a Shusty, and King Charles, thank you for the super chat. My answer is yes, yes, maybe, and no.
Could not find the blood, so he shall be sacrificed.
Not worth it at that rate.
No.
Sacrifice him to... Who's the warden on this map? I actually don't even know.
It's a lady, but I forget her name.
Dave.
Dave. I forget her name.
Oh, there's no missions in... No,
No.
in single player. I should be able to... I guess I have mission system off. I'll figure it out.
Hang on.
How do you turn it back on? Okay.
Mission system on.
Is it Kiri?
Kiri, yeah, Kiri.
I don't remember her talking. I kind of do, actually.
You don't remember her talking?
I remember the parquet lady talking.
She talks a lot too.
She does talk a fair bit.
It's awful.
Parquet lady
I love
haunts
the
my
accent.
dreams.
Parquet lady never stops talking, bless her. Just random things about what TV show she's watching.
That,
Such a
and,
vibe.
you know, the ex-husband she murdered, or whoever it was.
Yeah.
Kyla, when's Fallow drink time?
10 to 13.
Wow, what a shot.
I
Okay.
do 11 because the second you start grinding a certain animal, they're going to show up late, so don't even bother with 10. And if you do, then just hop around until you see stuff. My best
Mine weren't
advice.
even showing up at that time.
Mine weren't
I had
either.
to go later.
I literally set it at 11:30 and just run it, and then I'll reset back at 11:30, see what I missed. It's just, it's great.
So far, I've been okay, but I know once I start shooting a bunch of them, it's gonna happen. Like, they're gonna start to show later and later.
I don't know why mine are just like it from the start, but I'm okay with it.
I
don't
had
mind it
some
too
weirdness. I only did one run prior to this, but like I told you, I was at that northeast lake and there was nothing at 12 o'clock. Like, that should be late enough. They ought to be there.
much. Yeah,
Went back
it should be.
literally the end of the zone, and there was like 25.
Oh. God.
It's taking forever.
This bit of my setup is kind of wonky, but it kind of works, so it's fine. It's
Yeah.
on that big starter lake,
Right.
and I refuse to set up on one side and then have to keep teleporting to the other. So I kind of just have tripods placed strategically that allow me to see like I need to.
Whatever works.
I mean,
Oop.
I am killing the things.
We should
No
have.
one's gonna get away.
I didn't even pay attention to the kills at the start. It would have been interesting for us to all compare. Those chocolates are rude. I think they're Mellas.
Yeah, I seen one earlier and I was like, you look pretty melanistic, but he wasn't.
But I just have it in my head, okay? Diamond
Yes.
chocolate, painted great one, and then like, I don't know, albino or something in the multi-mount.
I mean, that could look pretty cool.
The chocolates and the painted have some similarities.
They definitely do. It's the same sort of brownish dark colour
Mm-hmm.
on the painted and on the chocolate.
Like splotchiness. Are we all on tape,
Yeah.
by the way?
Yep.
Someone asked.
We are indeed all on Tay, aren't we? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought you were, Kyla.
Kyla's lived on
Australia.
tape.
Okay.
I thought that was albino and stupid white.
Like,
Take-
Australia's an okay map, but the rivers kill it for grinding, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think you can compete with... even if Australia was a really good map, I don't know that it can compete with Te. It's just nuts for fallow deer.
Very efficient, very quick. They're in easy places to see, to access. It's just an all-around good map for them.
I'd be open to like doing a
Well, you look like a pissant.
thanks, Paul Harrell. A grind like later, maybe way down the road on Emerald Coast as well. But for the moment, like what I'd ideally like to do is get the Great One fallow sooner rather than later, and then, you know, really focus on trying to get the diamonds on Emerald Coast.
I kind of agree. There's a lot of rares I want to chase on Emerald Coast.
Ooh, there's a
Plus,
diamond turkey. All right.
oh nice. I do kind of want to go for 3 Great One fallow at some point. So I kind of want to just get the first one out of the way, because that's the mental struggle for me on every grind is, can I get one? Once I've got one, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. This works still, my ways still work. And then I can like cope with it easier for like a second and a third. I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I
But
gotcha.
like with moose, because the moose just wouldn't spawn, it's like, god damn, am I doing something wrong? Like, you see people get them in like 200 kills, 300 kills, 1,000 kills. And I'm sat there at 7.5 thousand, 7.6 thousand, 7.7 thousand, and it's just not showing up. And it's just like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Yet, I get to that point usually earlier in grinds too, but it's the same length of time for me. I just don't tend to get as many kills. Oh, I didn't know I had a drink zone there.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, am I just not doing it right? Do I got to do something else? Like, this has worked before, but I don't have quite the like resume of great ones to look back on and be like, yeah, this works.
I mean, even like I've got a few great ones, but even still, I'm like, every time, is something changed? Am I doing something wrong?
That's the thing,
Big
you can never know.
self-doubt. It's always the same with the first great one of a species for me.
I think
It just feels like
everybody's
it'll never happen.
membership is actively renewing right now. Sorry, my thing's just dinging over and over.
Oh, the subs.
It's September in June. Good start to the stream. Yeah, I got my first diamond of the fallow grind. It's a turkey.
How big was he?
4.69.
It's good luck.
Nice.
There you
Nice.
go.
That is definitely good luck.
I'm pretty sure that guarantees one of us gets a great one fallow tonight.
You know.
Well, imagine. I think I'd start crying on stream, I'll be honest with you.
I'd clip that.
It's happened a few times with great ones. I just get emotional because they mean so much to me. Like, I don't grind for these things because I don't care. I grind for them and like they mean a lot. And it's like, oh, it's here, it's happened. And then it's either hyperventilating and or crying.
I just thought, and maybe you don't want to say actually, maybe you're keeping it a secret. Do you have a plan for what you want to take a great one fallow with? Or the first one?
I do not. Things that I'm considering: 22-250,
Good one.
just because it's the new gun. Longbow. I could go recurve again, but then I think longbow might be more interesting. Crossbow is the other consideration, but I suck with the crossbow.
Holy gift.
Be interesting.
Subs.
I know, they're flying around. Joshua, thank you for the 5 gift memberships, and Bottboy, thank you for the gift membership as well. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for the support.
Damn, that was a big chocolate. Pretty.
Like a, Lindor or whatever it is.
Lindor. Just name a level 5 chocolate fallow Lindor.
Who was doing, I can't remember who it was. One of the content creators for Wade the Hunter was doing every melanistic mule deer he found. He was naming them after like a famous mel.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was great.
They didn't do a Mels Gaming though. They really missed out. Chaotic Puppet, thank you for the super chat. You indeed did join just in time.
Mels Gaming, finally.
Oh god.
She's mature now.
Before she gets too old and dies off, we have to take her out.
Yikes.
Oh, that's so weird.
Oh dear.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
She's
That's
mature
that
now.
run done. You're mature now.
I mean, I ruined it, but what's the biggest white fur type you've had? Have you had a decent one yet?
Couple of nice level 4s.
That's about as far as I've gotten, like low 200s.
Yeah. About there. Love to see like a 270 white fur type.
Right?
Whoa. That would be big hot. Or, you know, game super rare, you know?
Just putting it out there,
Please,
game.
I beg you.
Still looking.
Just need one. And then I'll feel accomplished. But until I get one, it's always like, I still don't have a super rare.
Hunter Chest got a great one Fabled Mocha and a great one Whitetail just today.
The heck?
Have you
Give
had
us some luck.
the greatest day of all time?
That's when you go out and buy a lottery ticket and also celebratory things like alcohol.
The alcohol for sure. See, I'm definitely a believer that I have a certain amount of luck that I can use up across like all things. So whether it's real life hunting or in game or classic, like if I have a really good day in classic, I had a pretty good thing recently. The mule deer on stream. I had like a 238, 214, and then another 200 all back to back. And then I think I was moose grinding after that stream, and I'm just like, why am I'm not getting it today? I used up all my luck.
Yeah. That was pretty nuts with the mule deer.
That was one of my
To be
favorite
fair.
stream moments. Just came trotting in. I saw someone mention too you can get like big 4s now. I love that. I'm so glad that it's not going to be either 220 or 260. There's 230s and 40s and 50s now.
Yeah, I think that's nice. I think they just slightly adjusted what certain racks score. And I think that's why the scoring changed overall.
Do you think it's that, or do you think they've added like another rack?
I haven't seen any racks I don't recognize.
I thought like I should have taxed it. The 240 whatever I shot, it was 0.5 shy of diamond, 249.4 I guess.
But the one that you told me about earlier?
Yeah. I didn't think it was like say the old 220 rack was scoring differently. Maybe it was though, because like the thing is about those Troll 5s or whatever, I would shoot them so fast and claim them because I knew what they were and I never really bothered to look.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the level 5 that I shot in early access, the diamond fallow, that he was just over by like 4 points.
Mhm.
I didn't recognize it as being a diamond rack when I saw it. I was like, I think this is just a troll. But it was a, you know, decent bit over diamond. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they've adjusted something with the racks, or maybe they've just added one slightly new variation.
Well, one of us will find one by the end of the day and we can look closer. Ah,
I'm
man.
just slaughtering them out here.
I'm slaughtering them and also like not paying enough attention and not seeing one that was standing closer to where I'm at. Between all the 308 rounds that I'm lobbing at Fleeing Fallow and all the dings of new members and stuff, I don't know if anyone's heard anything we've said in the last 10 minutes, but it's all good.
This one lake is just so good for fallow. It's amazing.
Top right.
Yeah.
It's almost like not unfair, but there's nothing that compares to that I can think of for any species of any grind that I've ever done.
No. Thinking about it, I think you're right.
I mean, 6 moose at the, is it Renaki Western, the outpost right on the lake? Not that it's really relevant.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a good spot, but...
But that's like 6
I know
wolves.
I know a spot that used to be like it before they changed it.
Oh?
A lake on Rancho.
Oh, true.
Whitetail.
That may have... That was arguably better. That place was nuts.
I know.
Hey, Jackson, welcome.
I remember my 5th whitetail spawned there. My 5th whitetail great one. And the first thing I spotted was a piebald doe, and I was like, oh, nice. Rare. And a level 3. Oh, nice. And then another level 3. Oh, nice. And then a level 10. And I was like, nobody's gonna believe this.
That's like the dreams I have.
Yeah, I was just like, all of the good things from that previous run that just all spawned at the same lake. There was nothing else on the map. Everything good spawned at that one lake. It was nuts.
That's a common thing, at least with whitetail great ones. Like, that a level 3 shows up with a great one?
It really is. I mean, like the great one I got in multiplayer, he had a level 3 with him. It seems very common.
I had it happen with mine. I believe at least one of Ron's had that happen.
Yeah, it's a very big trend to see.
You just
and I also
wonder
see people
why.
getting it with moose and stuff as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a decent level 5, at least in the same run as a great one, or a super rare in the same day as a great one.
I did have...
It's just like all the luck.
With my red deer, I had like a small diamond the same run, I think.
I'm trying to think. My first great one, I only had like 5 diamonds, and the last one was a day before the great one spawned. Second one was Rancho, and I think I had diamonds that day. But I don't think I think that was the one time that it was just everything in one spot. And I was like, okay.
Do you think the doe was just a random one you clipped at some point?
Oh no, because that's when I was just saw everything.
Right.
Back in the days where if you didn't kill everything, they just wouldn't respawn. And I found that that was the most consistent way, so everything got killed. Which I did not mind. I'd just sit in a tripod and literally shoot everything with DM1.
That must have been many thousands of 30-06 rounds.
Oh, it was. I did kill 12,000 plus whitetail for my 5. But no, yeah, 6. Because then I got the one that you challenged me to take with the neck shot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then the one in multiplayer, which obviously wasn't a grind, but... I always forget the one that I ended up neck shooting, which is arguably one of the cooler ones.
Did we even, like, know each other at all when I challenged you to do that?
You knew of me, because Tyler... I remember me and Tyler were in a VC, and he was like, I'm going to tell Flinter that you think he's awesome. And I was like, why are you doing this? Are you trying to make me feel, like, awkward? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. I was like, thanks, bro. And then he comes in your Discord and says, hey, Flinter, Mel's your biggest fan? And then you said something along the lines of, well, I'm her biggest fan because she's got a Huddle Whitetail Great One mount or something.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and then we were talking, and then I said if I went for another Great One, what should I take it with? And then you said 45 neck shot. I was like, okay.
I totally forgot that you play on a controller and would have never said to do that. It's such a precise shot. You did.
Probably the best shot I'll ever make in this game.
Danny says, I made the poor Mel shoot it with the 45 LC. I thought, didn't I recommend the 45 as well? Maybe I didn't recommend the gun.
You did. You were part of that.
Okay.
I think I referenced both you and Danny in the video.
Are
What have
you
found?
Amela? I don't know. I can't
No,
tell
this is
what
Patrick.
it is. No, this is Patrick. I think it's just a dark spotted actually, but it looks so weird. Bottom Boy wants to know how many in-game hours you have, by the way.
On PC, 4,500 plus 1,000 in on Xbox.
So like 12 or so?
12, yeah. Just a few. Approximately. I checked earlier, because the last time I really looked on PC, it was 4,000. And then I looked earlier and it was 4.5. And I was like, oh, that's gone up a little bit.
How did all of those shots miss? So bad. Makes sense with her success. Comes with the time put in, that's for sure. 300,001 hours. Down to the hour when you're even in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
How many monies would you have after that much play? Be 50 times what I have now? Would that be, what's 20 million times 50? Is that a billion or is that, I'm not good at math.
You're asking me math questions?
Yeah.
Me, who got 1 out of 100 on a maths test once.
Wow.
And then that got removed.
There's a 5?
That was the funniest thing. Ooh.
Wide looking boy, it's a chocolate too.
Oh, you lucky man.
But it's the old troll rack, for sure. But it's wide, so
The
maybe?
drop down. You'll be fine.
What?
Yes.
Huh?
What'd you say?
The diamond, like, the rating dropped down. Now it's like, what, 249?
It would drop down by 1.
Shh. It's okay.
That
Just
doesn't
trying to
make
be
it too much
helpful.
easier. Big, wide, dark male. Isn't it? That was Pearl from SpongeBob. Her date, Mr. Big, Wide, and Dark. I think it was, what, long, tall, and handsome or something.
Oh dear. The Fallow are just showing up while I'm like trying to get the ones that are here down. I just had one show up out of nowhere, a new one.
I've been having that too.
There are so many dead Fallow around here.
Have you noticed fallow deer like that are over 200 meters away and should be visible not being visible when you spawn?
No.
This is the
don't
second
think so.
time that I'm pretty sure they should have been there and weren't.
How interesting.
But then I moved like further away, 300 meters or so, and they start trotting in as if they're just getting there, but I don't think that's actually what's happening.
Sounds like things that used to happen on my moose grind, if I'm honest with you.
Or your Tay in general back in the day.
Oh yeah, when there was just like no animals. And on medbeds. That was so wild. Like, after I finally was like, okay, I'll reset my population, because everyone was telling me to do it, and I didn't want to do it because I know that people see it as an exploit, but my game was broken. And I was like, okay, as long as everyone knows that I'm not doing this for personal gain, I'm trying to fix my game. And then I recorded what happened before and what happened after, and then like the before and after was nuts. The one lake on Medved just had no animals, and then I reset my pops, and there was like a herd of reindeer, some moose, some musk deer, and some brown bear. There was just like everything there again. And I was like, okay.
Life.
Yeah. Animal. In a
Wow.
hunting game. Imagine that.
In a hunting game.
Yeah.
How's the grind going? We got a level 5 over here we're gonna go and try to get. I gotta restock on ammo while we're here, so first we're gonna do that.
Just did that. I bought 700, 300 rounds.
I'm gonna buy 701.
See, that's another new buck. Die.
I'm gonna use the 308 though, just because I like what it looks like.
I like the 308. Like, the problem I have with the 308 is the recoil on the thing. I
Really?
find it really hard to... Excuse me, there's just another Fallow just spawned behind me. I might just stay here. Like, they just respawning literally as I'm talking. Yeah, I find the recoil quite hard to control on controller. Like, to actually get it back in place when I need to. I find it easier to control the recoil on the 300 than
That's
the 308.
interesting.
Personally, like, I might just be weird because, you know, it's me. But
Isn't that a
that's
Taylor
why I'm
Swift
using the
song?
300. It is, I'm the problem, it's me.
I'm the weird one, it's me. Holy spam ammo? I need it all, dude. That's a nice looking fallow. If that makes diamond, that's probably going straight in the multi-mount.
Chocolate boy.
Were you
There's
in
another
stream?
one just spawned. No, I'm
we
not.
Oh, okay. We were talking about instead of like chocolate bunnies for Easter, we should get chocolate fallow deer.
Yeah. Like, the life size, please.
Yeah, of course. Like a lifetime supply, basically.
Yeah. A lifetime supply? Are you kidding? That's like a week.
Well,
A
fair.
life size fallow?
Is it hollow or not hollow? That's what really needs to...
Oh, I was assuming hollow. If it's not hollow, I need like a chisel to sit there and just pick away at it.
Hammer and chisel.
Yeah.
Just like an accruing mound of like like the scrap. Hey, what you doing? Oh, just working on my fallow.
Same vibes as the meme that I was sent the other day of a cockatoo and a chocolate water fountain thing. And it literally just walked into the, like, you know, as it like pours down the layers of like a chocolate fountain, it just walked underneath it and was just opening its beak. And I was like, that's such a mood.
I'd like all of it, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to convince myself this isn't the troll rack and it's actually the diamond rack in wide, but I can't tell.
What do the guard tines look like on it? Are they decent?
The lower ones I don't think are very long. The upper ones are maybe like a little longer than the length of its ear, I would say. Considering I don't have anything else to compare it to.
Days, there's another, but I'm literally not even able to claim all the fallow at this lake. They are just respawning around me.
You're at
How?
the top right?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at as well.
Like, I'm glad I'm recording this. Because I just shot all of the ones at this, like, one side, and then I hop to my tripod and I shoot another. Oh, there's another buck walking in. What the heck?
You've cracked the code.
I live here now, apparently. Like, there must be, I don't know, 15 dead fallow around this lake at this point, all bucks. Just because I keep, every time I go to shoot one more and then I go and pick it up, I look to the other side and there's another buck there.
I had that
This is
a
nuts.
little bit in the video I did in early access. I don't think I've had it yet in the live game.
Well, this is what happened when I got my Great One Bear. Because
True.
what would happen is I start on the one side of the lake where I had a tent, and it was like on top of a zone. And then I would shoot the bears on the opposite side of the lake, fast travel to the tent on the other side to pick them up, and then I turn around and shoot the bears on the other side. But by the time I then hop back over to go and pick up the ones I shot on the opposite side, I'd turn back around and there'd be new bears. And I did that like 3 times, and then my Great One Bear spawned the one night in one of those little runs. Because it would only do it like 3 or 4 times, and then I'd go and do another full run. It was
Maybe
really
it's
strange.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that could just happen again.
There you go, right? Today, like right now?
Yeah.
I'm convinced this is old troll rack, but I still think it's gonna make it. Yes! 254.
254, nice.
I like it, because it's gonna be
Congrats.
some variety too. Thank you.
That's pretty sweet.
I like it.
No pun intended.
Perfect.
First time to the grinds of chocolate.
That's a really cool thing.
Pretty sweet indeed. Well done. No pun intended. Hey, bottom boy, thank you for the super chat. And hey, Casey.
Oh, hi.
Hey.
Hello there.
Long time no see. You weren't supposed to kill that? Oh, you're right. I need to have 20 more of those on the map.
Oh, please don't say that.
I just think the odds are stacking up against us is all.
Oh, yeah, against you for sure.
I like the choice of words there, Flinter.
What are you talking about? No pun intended.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Why does your update need 39 gigs? I don't know. For some reason, Call of the Wild seems to like to do full game installs for updates.
39? Mine was only 15.
Okay, so mine was also 15 on Steam, right?
Yeah, on Steam.
Okay, but what if you died?
Ironically, I got okay, but what if you died right in between there? Could have died in the 40 gig update. So I clicked update, it said 15 gigs, and then it jumped to 39.9 as soon as it started actually downloading.
How interesting. I wonder why.
To be fair, I was very tired, but I saw it do it on both mine and Kyla, so I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Mine didn't do that. Mine was just like 15, there you go, and was done within like 20 minutes.
You had already gone back to like the live game from early access, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did as well.
Because I was planning, like, I only went to bed like 3 hours before. Because I'd been up all night grinding black bear in hopes that maybe a clutch grey 1 black bear would spawn, but of course that didn't happen, which is what I was expecting. But I was like, okay, update says that it'll drop in like 5 hours, go to bed. Didn't get to bed until like 3 hours before the update went live. And I was expecting it to be like a 70 gig update, so I was like, okay, I'll wake up, install the update, go back to bed for a little bit, wake up and get on. No, it was done with it before I could even think about going back to sleep.
That's good though. I mean, if not all of them are absurdly large upload or update sizes.
Better for people on console, so.
That's what I was gonna say. I think console has actually gotten better. Not to say it's good, but I think it's gotten better.
But better.
Oh,
Yeah.
good job reloading there, Flinter. Well done.
I think I've finally stopped them from respawning for now.
I like how you said that as if they were like a plague and you need to make them go away.
Well, that's basically how I see them. Until they spawn me the crew. You must all die.
I've got a question via a super chat, but you might actually be able to help answer because I don't know the answer. So, Katachi, thank you. What happens if I shoot a level 9 croc but don't hit vital? Will it be a while before he comes back to his resting zone from the bottom of the water? Like 10 minutes? Is that right?
Did it not die?
Yeah, good. If it's non-vital, it's gonna die down there, probably.
Even if you hit flesh, if it's with the 300, it will kill it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope it's not
Because
with the
that's how
300
I
then.
tested. Yeah, that's how I tested the sinking mechanics. I shot a couple in the leg, and then I was like, well, let's see if they sink.
I was shooting him in the guts because I was like, that'll never kill him. Look at me not knowing. Accuracy through volume. I missed so many shots. It was the 300? Okay, so
If you hit it, it'll die.
it may resurface soon enough to get another crack at it. I don't know. I don't know what other choice there would be.
I mean, I just got flesh, straight flesh, on several, and they all died, so.
Did they ever resurface? Like, did you watch?
I was present. I never saw them come back up until they floated.
They elected
Like I
you
was in the
president in
area.
that time you were waiting.
Ah, dear.
Don't main menu. That's for lamos. Okay. Just accept
No
the
main
shot.
menuing.
Literally, accept the shot that you made if it's good or bad, and it will float regardless if it ends up dying. So what's the point of main menuing? You can't do that in real life. I know it's just a game, but come on.
Can't do that in real life. You're right.
If you could. There's a lot of things I would have made when you've done in real life. Bad decisions. Let's not do this. Like when you can go back to a previous save in like an RPG because you've offended someone.
Because you offended someone.
It's like, would you like to go back to a previous save so that you can get a different storyline? Yes, please.
I don't like this current life. Let's try again.
Like BitLife, where you can just have multiple lives and just keep starting again.
That doesn't work in real life?
Unfortunately not.
Huh. closed my eyes once after a bad hit on a buck, and it was basically like main menu. I have a feeling I know which particular buck you're talking about. I just noped out of there mentally, so basically.
Same difference. Oh, that's brilliant.
That is good. We are all in single player, by the way. We're all doing our own grinds. One of us is going to get a great one today. Mel guaranteed it.
Did I? Why did I guarantee it? I forgot.
You didn't.
Oh. To be fair, with my memory, I might have done. I've probably forgotten.
I thought you were going to say, no, don't say that.
Oh, I just, like, it wouldn't surprise me if I said, like, one of us is definitely gonna get it, and I guarantee it, and then just forgot about it.
Well, in that case, yeah, you did.
Okay. I totally believe you.
Good.
You
How did
wouldn't
I
lie
get
to
all
me.
the way over there? No, never. I'm very
I do
confused.
really like the chocolate ones.
They're so good.
They are pretty. Why are you confused? What have you done?
Well, I just ended up like way farther away from my tent than I ever thought that I got. I guess I ran past these dead ones or tracked one further than I thought, and I'm just kind of in a place I didn't expect to be.
We're doing so well.
This is professionalism, okay?
100%. I seem to be missing a fallow buck that I know I shot. Again, this is the second time this stream.
I can put his picture on a milk carton if you need. His
It's okay,
name
have
is Francis Fallow.
Francis.
The purpose of main menuing, without explaining exactly what it does and therefore incentivizing it, it's an exploit that would allow you to undo a bad shot.
AKA, you suck at the game if you gotta do that.
Don't be mean.
Just saying. I'm just saying. If you can't make a good
Savage.
shot, don't make it. Feel confident. Just saying.
Always be patient with your shots. The only time that you ever really need to ever think about taking a quicker shot is in multiplayer. If something's in your single player, never ever ever rush a shot. Wait, like, it doesn't matter how many times you approach the animal or spook it or whatever, just take your time. Especially if it's something like a super rare or a great one. Even if you have to go off and take a practice shot on something else first, a smaller one, just make sure you're comfortable with it. I think that's something that a lot of people, they feel like as soon as they see something they have to kill it, and there's like a pressure to it. That's why I like to be like, huh, there's a great one or a diamond, let's chill and take some pictures of it, and then we'll shoot it after that.
I used to make a really big point of like every diamond that I ever shot in a video, take my time, like get closer, the whole thing. And I don't think I do that as well anymore, but the reason I did it was because I wanted to, you know, explain what you're talking about. Like, you don't have to rush it. And I was definitely a terrible example of that in early access. I rushed like 3 shots in a row on all kinds of crazy things, and I made them, so, you know, at least no disasters happened, but I need to not do that.
It's just a confidence thing as well. If you're not, how do I say it? If you're not confident of a shot, just don't take the shot. Like, if it's in single player, there's just no need. I get it in multiplayer, I've done it myself. You see a rare running by or whatever, and there's another player who's on their way there, you end up taking silly shots, right? It happens to the best of us. I've done it, I've messed stuff up in multiplayer because the pressure gets to you. But especially in single player, take 10 minutes. Like, my great ones. I'm always like, right, I'm going to spend 2 hours calming down now before I even think about approaching that animal with a weapon.
With a weapon, I like it.
Like, I won't go near it with anything other than the camera because I'm like, I'm not risking taking this while I'm shaking at full pace because I know then I'll mess it up.
Have any of you ruined huge diamonds on purpose? Yeah, G used to just kill everything with like the 338 regardless of what it was. And one time we were hunting on Parquet, and he was just trying to fill his lodge. You didn't care about like the metal or anything, you just cared about the score. I think. Or somehow, I don't remember. However that worked, I found a legendary puma, and as we all know, we've all shot 20 of those if we've played Parquet for any significant amount of time. Sounds like, go ahead, come shoot this. I'm pretty sure to this day I haven't killed one as big as what that was. It was like a nearly max score and he just yeeted it with the 338. Why do I let this kid steal my things?
Never ruined like a big diamond or anything on purpose, but back when I didn't know the game as well as I do now, I used to shoot things like rares that weren't going to make diamond with the 300, so like a piebald level 7 red deer, I'd shoot it with the 300 if it was in multiplayer just to kill it, because I was too scared of losing things, but never on like a diamond or a super rare or anything that I knew I wanted to keep the score on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Never intentionally mess something up, like a great one or a diamond or anything. I just don't do that. If I mess one up, I feel bad. I'm like, oh,
Game, I'm
that's
sorry.
alright.
I didn't mean to ruin this nice thing you've spawned for me. Please continue to
Legit.
spawn nice things.
Maybe I'm just like, I don't know, superstitious or something, but it's
I am
kind
too.
of like that. It's like, yeah, I don't want to mess things up. Like, that the game has been nice enough to spawn for me.
That's the, even if it's, you know, a level 3 turkey like I shot earlier or whatever, you spend hours and hours and hours hoping to find something good, and whether it's the something good you want or maybe a lesser something good, there's no reason to just ruin it. You might as well at least take some amount of enjoyment and like pride in getting it.
It's exactly how I feel. Otherwise, why are you doing?
It's a good question. Screwed up a mellow level 3 diamond whitetail? That's definitely pain.
I don't know if I'd ever recover. Just because I think it's worse for me because I've never had a super rare. Just the thought,
There
it
were
makes
2
me so
today.
sick. I know.
Poor Mel. One of them was like not even actually messed up. And if you're here watching, I promise I'm just like, I don't know, commiserating. The guy ended up shooting an albino legendary croc 3 times, and he just didn't know he hit it the second time, I think. But the first shot was lung, so it was completely unnecessary. That one was definitely big pain. What was the other one? I already forget.
Black feral goat, wrong caliber, I believe.
Yeah, and it's like they're tough. It's not the easiest thing to be like, yeah, they're class 3. They react as if they're a class 4, and hog deer do too. Like, I definitely, with the 22-250, I've shot things that die faster, that are a higher class than hog deer and feral goat.
Kind of makes sense.
I think if you don't know the game really well, or if you're just not thinking about it, it's pretty easy to forget and think they're a 4.
Yeah, definitely.
Big oofs.
I just pray that one day this game will be kind enough to spawn me something that will actually be a super rare.
It better be a good one, you know what I mean? Like, after all this time.
I don't care. It could be the most common super rare you've ever seen, the lowest score. I do not care. I just want something with a rare fur type that actually makes diamond.
Like a hybrid haze. Oh. It was pale, wasn't it? Never mind.
Oh,
I ruined it.
That one.
That's
that was
one.
just pain.
Hacked servers.
And then two great ones stood beside each other, and it was like, time to delete that from my trophy manager.
Did you shed a tear when you deleted
A
it?
little bit. Just a little bit.
Mel's gonna get
But
that
that-
brown hybrid diamond mallard.
Hey, I mean, a rare diamond duck? I like ducks.
I like
I
turtles.
think I like turtles. I like ducks. I think that's pretty obvious from the amount I hunt, especially going after like hybrids and stuff.
True.
Oh, something like that, like a rare diamond duck, I'd just lose it, I think.
You could get a leucistic diamond mallard and then, like, have a big build up to what it is.
I'll take anything. And I'll love it to death.
And I will name it George.
And he shall be my squishy. I hope you got that reference.
From Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
I think
This
that's
is my
what I
squishy
was.
And he shall be my squishy.
I think that's what I was trying to reference, semi, but I can't remember the thing anyway.
Just one. I really do not care what it is. I just know that if that day ever comes, I'm gonna be so incredibly happy. I just don't want another super rare troll. I'd rather not see any max level rares than a super rare troll again.
Yeah, well, how many of you had?
That's
2 or 3?
3.
I
Fallow,
was gonna say one's
albino
enough.
fallow, albino fallow, piebald reindeer, albino moose.
That ain't fair.
Nope. Like, the fallow and the reindeer, the fallow was a troll rack, but it still had an estimate where it could make diamonds, so I was like, I'll be careful, just in case. Yeah, I don't know, like, what I was hoping for, but I was still
Right.
really careful with my shot, and he's a big gold, and he's in my lodge, in my huddle multi-mount.
Just a
The
big 4 is all.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, kind of felt that one was gonna be a troll, but still, level 5 albino, and you get a bit excited regardless, even if it's got a troll pack. The reindeer was just like, it wasn't gonna make it. It didn't have even really like small troll antlers. They were like mismatched, not anywhere close to being what a level 5 should be, really. So I was like, okay, it's just like a big level 4.
Yeah.
But still, seeing the level 5 and the rare is like pain. But the move,
That one was rough.
I saw him and I was like, it's gonna happen. Before I spotted him, I was like, oh my days. Like, because I knew it was a 5 rack before I spotted it. And I was like, it's finally happens. And then it 274 max estimate, and I was like, are you kidding me? Don't even give me a little bit of hope, huh?
That was painful.
You had all of 0.01 of hope, actually.
I know. Oh, it's just, that was just pain. I never want one like that again, please.
For real. You can't TC.
Too close. Oh my luck, it'll probably be something I find in multiplayer if it ever does happen.
Were the other 2 multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay. It seems
the Moose
likely.
is the only single player one. Yeah. And I mean, I get such good finds in multiplayer generally, and that's because I spend a lot of time in multi.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of cool stuff. Lots of hours, lots of cool things. And you know, like, I even, like, I can't call it a troll, but I had a melanistic harlequin level 2 on Yukon, and it had the weight of the correct weight to make diamond, but it got low trophy rate.
The 7 estimate or whatever it is?
Yeah, and it was the right weight.
Oh,
Like,
7.2?
Is it? Yeah, it was 7.2, but it scored 7.1.
That's... Wow.
Like, I have the worst luck with trying to get... Like, I know that they're not that rare. Like, I've only had a couple of melanistic harlequin, but people don't class them as rare as certain other things. I'd still be, like, happy as heck if that had made diamond. But I wasn't expecting it to, because it was a level 2. And then I pick it up and I see that, and I'm like, I just got robbed.
It's like it should have, but didn't.
Yeah, because it was the right weight. It's just because there's just that little bit of randomness on things that are scored by their weight, right?
That's always
If that
really annoyed
wasn't-
me about Call of the Wild.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it literally says the trophy rating is weight, but then, like,
It's not.
it's related to the weight. It's definitely not directly tied to the weight.
Exactly. Because if it was, that would have been a diamond mela, which would have been, to me, the coolest thing I'd ever shot.
That would have been pretty neat.
Closest thing I've got to super rare is my diamond leucistic chamois. And it's still the biggest diamond chamois I have ever shot.
Why does that one not count? It's because leucistics were overspawning?
Yeah, they were overspawning.
Okay.
So it's the closest thing. It's like it's the most uncommon diamond thing I've got. And just because of the sheer size of it, it was max weight and it scored 61.5.
Thick.
Big thick. I literally I've shot quite a few diamond chamois, never got one close to that. That one got my heart going.
I don't know what my biggest chamois are. Probably not that big.
I remember I picked him up and I was like, what? That's huge.
Why are you the way that you are? Someone asked Dream Super Rare, by the way, and I feel like we should go around the room.
Go on, you start. I've been talking a lot.
See, if I'm actually going to get it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Leucistic Diamond Sandbar Deer is really high on my list now because of that one that we found on Saturday.
Thought you were gonna say that.
But someone killed one today, and there's multiple leucistic varieties, because the one I shot was like gold. This one was more of that typical kind of off-white color. But it was a super troll.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I saw that, and I was like, I don't actually know if I want this anymore, because my luck, that's actually what I'll get.
The troll version.
Yeah, because there's so many.
Yeah, they do like to troll on that map, huh?
That Russo, though, that somebody got.
I saw
Albino
that.
Diamond Russo? Like, what?
Yeah. The luck on that person. Wow. What about you, Kyla? What's your dream super rare?
Mine
see
has to still be. Oh yeah, she can't even hear me, right? Or can she? I don't know.
I can.
Oh,
Come on.
okay, I was like,
Quiet.
I still want a super rare Fallow. I've always wanted one for the longest time. So, fingers crossed. We'll see.
This could be the time.
I mean, now would be the time to get one because they look so good now.
Yes. Mela.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Since
I
they're
think
not going to be as, like, I don't know, they didn't seem like matte black that I wanted compared to all the other Mela species. So.
yeah. I don't know what my dream super rare is. Anything.
A duck, obviously.
Literally anything. A duck. I don't know. I'm partial to the things like the alligators and the crocs. I'm partial to anything with antlers. But just put a max level rare in front of me that's going to make diamond, and that's my dream. That's my dream super rare, basically. I'll take anything. There's so many cool rares in this game. I love them all. And yeah, just one that makes diamond, that's all I'm asking for.
What animal is SWC?
Saltwater crocodile.
Oh, goodness gracious. Should have been able to figure that out. First I thought it was Southeastern Spanish Ibex, because I'm used to that one being abbreviated. I'm like, alright, if that's what you want. You do you. Super Rare Muley? That's a good one too. Somebody, who was it? I can't remember the guy's name. He's probably still around. He might even be here. I don't know. He had it was the 320s rack, so guaranteed diamond albino mule deer on his map. And like, over the course of many days, he kept offering it to me. I'm like, dude, I can't come and shoot that. As cool as it is, like, please take it.
I've had people offer me diamond melanistic red deer, I think a diamond melanistic puma. I've had a few offers of super rares and I just turn them all down. Like as much as I appreciate the kindness that goes into an offer like that, I would feel bad taking it from especially someone that I don't know. Like if me and a friend were like grinding or helping each other or playing on each other's maps, or like me and my fiance, you know, on each other's maps, and one of us found a super rare, like, then it's different. But I don't know, something about being offered one, I'd feel, I don't know, I just wouldn't feel right about it. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I'm the same way. I'm also not implying that any of those offers that either of us have gotten are this, but there's another reality to it, which is that they could be someone who's trading or whatever and posing as just like a nice, helpful viewer, but in actuality, they record you doing it, and like, Flinter exposed for trading super rare. Like, it's just not something you can risk going and doing anyway.
It could be hacked in. There's a million and one things that goes into someone, like I said, especially someone you don't know. If you're playing on a friend's map and one of you finds super rare, then it's different, but someone you don't know, there's always such risk involved with something like that, yeah, personally I wouldn't want to take that. And I wouldn't want to take, you know, a really cool super rare from someone that's kind enough to offer one, because if you're kind enough to offer one and it is legit, then you definitely deserve to be getting that super rare, if that makes sense.
And part of the, like, water bottle down.
There's a ghost. It literally just flew off my desk. That scared me.
The demons are back again.
Shadow just opened her eyes like, what are you doing? The bucket ghost has returned.
Oh no.
I forget what I was going to say now.
Super rares and being offered them.
Oh. Part of the reason that they're special isn't like, at least for me, it's not because I got to shoot this thing that's rare, it's that I found this thing that's rare. Like getting to shoot, I don't know, I've shot 55,000 animals in this game. It's not necessarily unique to shoot that one, it's finding it that's special.
Moment. Oh my god, what the heck is that?
Those are the, like, the reactions and stuff. Because I think that's exactly what I said when that Lucistic sandbar showed up. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
That one's different.
Yeah. That's the moment.
I want to read out these stats from Insanity as soon as I shoot these things. Oh,
Get 'em.
shoot one of them. I kind of oofed. Anyway, thank you for the super chat. He says, when I first hopped on Emerald Coast, I saw 5 mythical kangaroos, 2 mythical salties, a legendary red fox, and 3 mythical red deer. Honestly feel so lucky. Specifically the red fox, I'd say you're very lucky with. There is definitely a lot of, like, high-level animals on the Emerald Coast, many of which tend to troll. I've now been trolled 10 times counting early access, but 8 of them were in early access, so 2 already since this morning.
Yikes. Can't relate.
Got trolls, 4 kangaroos, a rooster, a samba, a hog deer, and a red deer. On Emerald Coast so far.
Getting one of every deer species was nuts.
I know.
Over here.
It was cool to see a max level of each one and be like, okay, so this is the kind of size that they're gonna get to. But just for one after the other to troll was like, are you kidding me, bro?
I know how that is too, because, you know, you get the first troll, it's like, okay, like, it happens. Then the next one is more like, okay, this one will make, okay, wow, really 2? When
Yeah.
you get the third one, it's like, this is it. I worked for all this time. This one's gonna make it. It's gonna be worth all that. Come on.
Yeah. That was the hog deer for me. The hog deer was the last one. He looked pretty thick to me. And I was like, probably. And then nah. I was like, okay, wow, great.
Thanks, game.
Yeah. But then the time to get trolled is early access.
For sure.
I mean, I've had a couple of nice things today. So,
I've got one that's
pretty
gonna be in
happy about
tomorrow's video that I'm really stoked about, but I think at least 2 of yours today are cooler than that, if I'm not mistaken. To not spoil things.
I mean, I've dropped hints about the one specific one because I nearly had a heart attack when I picked up the track.
Oh, sounds familiar.
What's that? Because I got the disturbed veg first.
That's what I did.
And I was like, oh, what's it? You're kidding. That was my reaction. Because I was watching your video at the time.
The odds of that, though.
Very low. Looking for Banteng. That's what I was looking for. And for my first diamond Banteng in the live game to be 2 in the same herd.
That is also nuts.
2 bulls, mocha and a black, together, 2 level 4s, one was guaranteed diamond, and I just took them both as they were trotting by.
Billy
was
just
pretty cool.
brought up their horns are potentially glitched. They're all perfectly even.
Yeah, I don't know if that's intended.
There was a time when either everything was perfectly even or wildly wonky. So maybe there's some wild ones out there. I mean, horns for the most part should be basically even, or yeah, I don't know. There should be little discrepancies, but maybe that could be why they seem to be making diamond or scoring higher than you may expect for like a not max estimate, but even the tier below that.
Yeah.
Bradster got an
Good
albino
quality.
stubble quail. I don't think they're albino bobwhite quail rarity, unfortunately, based on what I've seen, but still, I'm guessing they're going to be quite rare.
They're gonna be quite rare just because of what they are. They're stubble quail. A lot of people are probably not gonna hunt the stubble quail religiously.
Did you just say I can tell it's rare because the way it is? That's pretty neat. That's what it sounded like.
Pretty much. It's just because, because they are small. It's like other small game rares tend to be quite rare. And also, let's not forget, we're talking about initial spawns here, and everybody's playing the map.
That's definitely true. That's going to drive things up.
That's always a thing. I mean, we see it every time a new map releases, and people are like, "Oh, these don't seem to be as rare." And then it's like, wait a couple of weeks when people are, maybe moving into grinding Fallow, or there's not so many people playing the map. And then
That's
look
really
at how
what we
rare
can
they
tell,
are.
yeah. Graves, thank you for the super chat. Coolest thing I've got all day is a level 2 male saltwater croc and a piebald fallow on Te. When I took a break, the albino quail during early access was heartbreaking. It was.
Yeah. And there were so many servers open. It was just pick and choose. So, like I said, there's so many people on that map right now. And to think about it, how many people are on that map right now compared to how many of those have been posted?
True.
Let's look at something. I'm going to look at the current on, and we got to remember there's console too. If we go to Community Hub, it's also 9 p.m., so most of Europe's off. And there's 5,300 in-game right now for Call of the Wild.
And
So-
how many of them do you reckon's on the new map? Most of them.
80%, I would guess.
Easily.
I've got a huge 4 fallow here, by the way. 241 to 282.
Diamond?
Might be. He's a tall lad, so I'm thinking might go just shy, but he looks good.
What for?
Sound like an
Right.
Irish what for?
No, what for?
I think just regular spotted.
I thought that too, and I was like, I'm not
You're
gonna
not
be rude.
Shooting them there, Fallow.
Can you say something about fate? What was that Disney movie?
I said, what are you doing out there for? Shooting them there, Fallow.
Potatoes, that's all I can do.
I'm not a good accent.
It's pretty good. What was this Disney movie with the archer girl, Irish?
Brave.
Yeah, she always says something about changing your fate, and it sounds like feet.
If you could change your fate, would you?
Yeah.
Such a meme. I love it.
First diamond for Emerald Coast was an 1117 croc. 1017
Same.
maybe? 1117 is not possible.
No, it's not.
It is thick though, you're right. That'd be a really big
It
one.
is still thick.
Great one. Kian says, please stop. Kian is in fact Irish.
Apologies.
He's eating potatoes right now.
All of them. There's that piebald. He is so big. He's gonna replace my old pie. Anything.
Double dose of Flantro today, indeed. Alright, diamond number 2, question mark? Nah, he's too narrow. Oh, 247 though. I think this is a different rack. I'll send it to you.
If I do that, that'll make you go alert. Smoke. That
Nice.
piebald is beautiful.
What was his estimate? Up to
Up to
254?
254, yeah.
Solid.
He will not be a diamond, but
I
a
put
girl
that
can dream.
other one in the group chat. I mean, you never know. Maybe it happens.
If it makes it, I'm gonna scream very loudly.
Super rare!
That's like the rack that this piebald has.
Well, I mean, that one's 2 away, so there you go.
That's like... Hang on a minute. If that makes diamonds...
Alright, everybody, cross your toes.
Nah, it ain't gonna. Don't, like, I'm not even gonna pretend that that's got a chance. That doe just got absolutely smoked. I am so sorry. She did get in the way of my shot. I was trying to... well, she was stood just in front of the buck. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I can just sneak the shot in over her back. Yeah, nah. She took it straight in the spine, I think. I
feel like such, like, a professional when I can time the shot so the doe runs away, but the buck's still standing there.
Love that.
It's rare that it really works, but I try it all the time. So maybe I really shouldn't feel like a professional. I should feel like a dice roller, and eventually I get what I'm looking for. Because that's really what's happening.
I mean, as long as you get lucky sometimes.
That's it.
The piebalds are just... Oh, they're beautiful. But that is, I believe, bigger than the piebald I got during my melanistic grind. So, probably a new multi-mount edition. I definitely want my triple rare hubble mount on display now because they look so good.
Yes, they do.
Still in the process of redoing my lodge.
I'm always in that process. I was gonna do a stream redoing the lodge like 2 or 3 years ago, and my trophy manager doesn't work. I can't delete stuff. And it would be just such a disaster of scrolling through. I'd never find what I want.
Yeah.
Nice,
it's
Danny.
The exact same rack.
I'm hoping.
No, 241.
Ugh. I guess
for a second I believed.
Lunar just asked too, do pies not score at the top anymore? I guess not.
No. 241.90.
It's a good one, though.
92.69 kg.
So where they gotta be? Close to, well, probably that weight could work if it was really wide set.
Yeah, I think the rack could work if it was just wide. This one's quite... I mean, it's decent, but it could be wider.
It's a cool looking one.
But the piebalds now are just... God damn, that's gorgeous.
These lads are stacked in here.
Stacked?
Did you say stacked?
I just come out of the shadows like, I heard you mention the word.
40 years ago, someone stacked diamonds here.
Oh my gosh.
You know what happened to them? Neither do I.
Oh yeah, right in the spine and liver for this poor doe.
Oh, I just shot a doe right in the hip. We're out here just causing destruction.
I mean, it's not gonna do any harm. One doe out of a herd that, you know, that was a decent sized herd, she ain't gonna cause any problems.
I think it is gonna cause harm, because that one's gonna respawn as a melanistic, and I'll be sad. That's how I think, even though it makes no sense, that's how I think.
I get it, I get it.
Like, if I just didn't shoot that, the buck would have been a mela.
I know, I feel like that sometimes too.
As if that could matter.
Yeah, if that makes any difference, because everything's a random roll.
Exactly. Well, unless if you shoot a melanistic and then the next you don't shoot anything else.
Do not. Do not. Do not.
No, that was the worst.
Literally, the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard.
I hate people.
Like, you can't even prove that. There's no. Even if that was a thing, how the heck do you prove that? Because there's such a thing as random chance and luck. You can't prove that in any way, shape, or form. That one made me so mad.
I noticed, jeez. Sorry, we'll bring it up again.
It's just, like, I like theories and stuff, but not when they're completely nonsensical.
Brown Yeti just wrote, someone say stacked once, Mel has non-flashbacks. Touched a nerve. Hell, he never gotten that flag before. I think I have, but it's fun. I think I just smoked a tree. Oh no, I did get it. Okay. Oh dear.
Oh.
250 into the grind, only 5 level 5s. From what I'm kind of gathering, that's not bad.
I don't
That's
even
good.
have any 5s, and I'm 244. Like, this worries me. Before this reset, like, I had 5s everywhere.
Didn't even have to try.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have to manipulate, but, you know, literally, I had really good luck, and now my game's like, so we know you really want this Great One Fallow.
Smell
You
like
usually
pudding.
have good luck, so let's just take that from you and let
Trying to work
Flinter
out.
have it this time.
You want to see a cool trick? No diamonds.
Not
So I am, let me just calculate this, 7872. I'm 139 into the grind with 2 rares and a diamond.
yeah,
Oh,
I'm behind.
that was cool.
What do you do?
It was only like maybe 100 meters away, but a fallow was on a dead run, and it kind of ran down towards the water, then cut back up away. And I just caught it perfectly mid-hop and dropped it, and it just looked really neat.
Love it when that happens. Do you want to know the weirdest thing, right? You know, I was like on a mini bear grind to see if I could get a clutch Great One Bear.
Hmm?
I kept messing up shots where they were like either just starting to trot or like walking away or whatever, but then kept absolutely dropping them while they were on full sprints, wounded. I
That's
don't know how or why.
that's 12 times more insane with a controller, by the way.
It just like consistently dead run, boom, flopped over. And I was like, okay. Heart shots, lung shots. I think I got one in the brain just as they were on that dead sprint, and I was like, I'll take it.
Just out here feeling it.
Yeah. I liked the fact that bears died quickly. Same as like the fallow. It's
There-
a nice change from moose.
There was a period of time when I was doing both grinds, and I was still kind of like, honestly, just not thinking about the fact that what I should have been doing was getting closer to moose and trying to hard shot them, where I just considered bears more enjoyable to grind, specifically because they would just die.
Yeah. If I shoot you, just die, bro. It's not that hard.
Really, just cooperate, man. Brent, thank you for the super chat. Been watching since Call of Duty released. Love the content. Had to restart because I switched consoles, so your content's been so clutch. Appreciate the hard work. My pleasure, man, and enjoy the restart life. It's a little frustrating, but it definitely makes you, you know, get some perspective on what you take for granted.
That was the thing that used to get me with moose. Like, you'd get, say, 2 or 3 and then take a fleeing shot at one and then catch it in the guts, and you know it's gonna die, so you want to go and find it, but it takes forever.
It's cutting several like fast travels to zones away from your run at that
Legit.
point.
But I like to pick up as many kills as I can.
Yeah,
Like,
same
I
here.
really, really don't like leaving stuff. I just don't. I know there's all the talk of, do you need to pick stuff up on your grind, and we've been told pretty much by Jaxy that it helps now. He said that on one of the streams.
Oh, okay, I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah, someone asked on one of the streams, and he was like, you should be picking up your kills on a Great One grind. So that's like confirmation for me that it helps in some way. But
It's interesting.
I'm just like picking them up in general. Because one, it helps me keep count. But if there is some small chance that maybe it increases, I don't know, some chance that a Great One will spawn off of that kill or whatever, then I'd rather have that little bit of extra chance.
What if Great Ones were I mean, they could use so many things, but what if they were somehow tied to consecutive harvests? Does that still exist in the game in any way? I think it does.
It does, yeah. It's just one of them little random things that's hidden, like with your score.
Initially,
Stuff.
I was going to say, and the real thing is to keep your consec up, but then I got to thinking, you know, maybe if there is something to that, and Beard has said that, it might be kind of real.
Yay, I got a
Imagine.
baby pie bomb. Woohoo!
Oh, how big?
It's a small 3. It goes up to 159, but it looks like a painted Anki from Prehistoric Hunt is what it reminds me of.
Painted?
Like the new piebalds for the Ankies on Prehistoric Hunt, they literally look the same.
What do you
to
mean?
me. You know what I mean? Like they just look like
Yeah.
they're splashed with paint. Is what it reminds me from afar. Let's be real here, but. Hi, Muskrat. I see you in chat.
Hey.
I'm dying in here. I'm sweating.
Huh?
It's hot in here.
Toasty.
Oh.
Wow.
That man's laugh. That was funny.
I don't
I
know.
didn't even hear
I was
it.
gonna say, that's gonna sound really stupid because Mel's definitely not gonna have heard that.
Oh. Like it's on a little plastic thing where my beads were for the bracelets. So it just makes a weird noise. So I guess I'll just sweat to death and die. It's fine. It's fine.
To me, it sounded like you made a classic dough noise for no reason. I was like, okay,
Perfect.
you do you.
Kyla says, I'm dying, and I just go, "Wah."
Rare.
That sounds about right.
Appropriate reaction. Oh dear.
I think it just means they only spawn off a harvested kill. But some people don't pick up their stuff and they still get great ones. So there's more to it than just that, I think.
Yeah, because I've heard several people tell me that they don't bother to pick up their kills. And then they get like a great one in like a few hundred kills. And I'm like, how?
Hey there, I am picking up my kills. Why is this happening?
If I remember correctly, someone actually said that to Jaxy in chat when he brought it up. They said something along the lines of, but Mels Gaming picks up most of her kills and she's like 7,000 plus moose into her great one grind.
Wait,
That
did he
makes
say
no
that
sense.
just like in a really recent stream? One of the ones that maybe we would have been making content on for, like, say, the
Yeah.
Fallow Great One? I was there. I forgot about that. Because I remember
Yeah.
somebody wrote that. I was like, geez, that was kind of rude.
No, I was like, they wrote exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that's kind of funny.
It just made me think, like, well, Mel over here with all her stupid kills, does it really matter?
I'm just trying. I'm trying my best. Out
you
here
think-
hoping every day.
Every day I can't think of a word that rhymes with. What even is it?
Every day I'm hustling.
Hustling.
Gosh.
I was gonna say hustling, but that didn't seem right to me. Maybe it's because
You have to sing it.
I just think of struggling instead, because that's what everybody memes with.
Every day I'm struggling.
But it's
There we go.
now we're gonna get copyright struck. That was so good.
It was worth it. It's fine. We need that as a sound alert. How perfect. That was great. I loved it at least.
It was very good.
It's about on par with the random stuff that comes out of my mouth when I'm grade one grinding.
You gotta keep yourself sane during these things. That's why I watch Paul Harrell videos and learn about his encounter with the grocery store lady. That's my favorite. The sound itself is funny, but the context behind it just kills me every time I really think about it. I was sitting here, I think I was grinding moose, or I may have been grinding geese still on Reventuli. And I mean, I spent like 20 minutes just cry laughing, and Kyla's just like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, he wouldn't stop, and then
I
he thought
couldn't
about it
even tell
again.
her
And he
what it
just
was.
started to cry laughing again. I was like, "Are you okay?"
I was rewinding it and playing it over and over.
Oh, I love
so
it when
good.
something like that just cracks you up repeatedly.
I know.
It's so good.
Hey, thank you, Squid.
So when it gets to the point that you can't breathe, that's when you know that it's hit the spot.
Top tier humor.
Oh,
The amount of rituals I performed during my White Tail grind. Maybe that's why I'm not getting great ones. Are there rituals I need to be taking part in?
yeah, you're meant to sacrifice like a lamb every few hundred kills.
Oh.
That's why we don't get them.
Sacrifice a lamb. This is like Dee Dee's, the videos he's done where he talks about, like, getting great ones through secret formulas and stuff. Which, I think he's just trying to not say a specific formula, but still.
Uh-huh. I'm 20,000 kills and 20 million sacrifices in till my first Great One grind.
That was really brave of him to do that.
It was funny.
Brown Yeti says in a super chat, and thank you, patch notes say shotgun animations were improved and cinnamon teal models got fixed. Have you heard anything about that?
Cinnamon teal models got fixed? How were they broken?
I was gonna say.
Now I need to go shoot a cinnamon teal and see what the difference are. I'm not gonna go and do that at the minute. I want to shoot Fallow right now. But I will go and shoot a duck and find out.
Yeah, eventually I'm gonna go
I want to know
look.
why they're broken. Do you know who might know? Graves. He was shooting a lot of cinnamon teal.
He was in here before, he might know.
How are they broken, my dude?
Tell.
Do tell. Were their beaks not attached to their face or something? That would be a really weird bug.
I've been seeing some kind of goofiness with other stuff here. Like, I spotted a sandbar on stream that when... How did it work? If I zoomed the binoculars out or something, his antlers weren't connected to his head, just on the outline. I think the actual model was fine.
Yeah, they're like... I don't know if yours is the same as mine, but sometimes I'll have like a deer run past and its antlers look like they glitch off of its head for a second and then they glitch back on.
Yep, and I've
Is that
also
what you're talking
had...
about?
Yeah, I've also had at the distance their legs aren't moving. They just, like, skid along.
I've not had that with deer, but I have had a weird thing with fox. I had it in the early access, and I did report it as a bug, that they would, like... I don't know how to say it. So they have, like, the different stages of animation, like the running and then, like, the trotting, right?
Yeah.
And it would, like, you'd have, like, a trotting fox, and then all of a sudden it would be like someone played the animation, like, fast forward 12 times.
Oh, I saw that too.
And it was really weird. Like, they'd just zoop all of a sudden.
I can't remember if it was when I was streaming with you and KC, or, like, I really brushed by it. Not because I was like, oh, bug, don't show that, but because something else was going on. But I do remember a fox just going, like, Mach 12 past me.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know why that happens.
Fox are indeed tweaking.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the heck is that?
Dude was just collecting his Sonic the Hedgehog rings. How do you get early access on maps? Well, Mel was talking about sacrificing lambs earlier. So after you do that, you have to be an official content creator for Expansive Worlds, and there are the requirements in their Discord if you want to check that out. I think it's... Do the non-partner people get early access? I actually don't know.
No, it's only partners that get access, I believe.
I think you're right. So it'd be, what, 5,000 subs on YouTube and something else?
5,000 subs, a certain amount of hours of content or watched hours or something like that, yeah. Which I think by the time you've got 5,000 subs, it sort of comes along with it, I think.
Yeah,
but...
unless it's like... I think the only way you'd get to 5,000 subs without having the watch hours would be some sort of, like, mass, you know, maybe TikTok or something, promote YouTube and get a bunch of subs.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm very confused right now. Because I had a fallow that just died on the shore over here. Okay. And I don't see it, so I think it started floating. But unless it's floated at, again, at Mach 12 to where I shot it, it can't have. But I don't see it anywhere. I don't know if it's glitched or something, because I had a moose do this on Medved, where there was blood and then... Oh no, there it is. Oh, it's right on the edge of the water. Like, I can just see its body sticking up. Yeah. That's weird. It should be, like, it's so far in the water that it should be floating.
Maybe it's just shallow there for some reason?
Maybe. I couldn't see it because of like how close it is.
Huh. Gotta be decently deep.
I mean, you can barely see it sticking out of the water.
Surprised Rooster didn't get it. You know, I don't know when he passed 5,000 subs, because he's way beyond it, right? Isn't he 20 or so?
No idea.
Whatever the case may be. It seems they have, like, almost acceptance periods. Like, they don't, as soon as a creator hits 5,000 subs, they don't accept them. It seems like every 6 months or so, they go through and accept a bunch more.
Yeah, yeah.
Mel would know.
That do feel like a thing. Because I had to wait. I replied, like, I want to say, like 8 months or something ridiculous before mine got looked at.
And you had already met the requirements, right?
I met the requirements. I met the requirements for affiliate. And then
That's right, yeah.
I ended up meeting the requirements for partner before I got accepted, I believe. Or I was nearly at the requirements for partner.
I think that's how it was.
Yeah. And then I got accepted. And then I made partner quite quickly. Yeah, that's it. Then I got partner just before Rev. Clutch.
Yeah, that worked out well.
It did. It really did. Because Rev is still... my 2 favourite maps in the game are now Emerald Coast and Rev. So...
They're
I
very
got to be
similar,
part of both.
and yet so different. It works out so well.
The thing I like about them is because I like to multiplayer hop, like, I do that quite a lot, you don't always get the drink time for the animal or
Exactly.
species or whatever that you're looking for, right?
Yep.
So I can go on Emerald Coast, and it's first thing in the morning, okay? There's nothing drinking that I'm interested in. I'm just going to go and run around and see what I can find.
And you're still
I'll
gonna
run
find a
along the
bunch of
coast.
stuff.
Yeah, I can run along the coast for the crocs and the bantang, and look for magpie geese, can look for
man.
the deer species. There's so much going on that map, and that's like Rev. Like, I don't care normally when I join a Rev server what time it is. I'm just, you know, oh, okay, this spot's not been checked. I shall go and look and see if I can find a mountain hare. Which is my forever nemesis.
Mountain hares are easy diamonds these days.
Don't you dare. I have followed so many max weight estimate tracks, all for them to be level 2s. I had one level 2 that was like 5.55.
Okay.
It was really close to
What
being
is
a level
diamond?
2 diamond. It's like 5.6.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Something like that. And I was like, are you kidding me? Really? You're gonna make me track you for like a kilometer and then you're gonna be that close?
They're
That's how...
just tough because I feel like rabbits and stuff warp a lot for whatever reason.
That's not the problem that I've had with mountain hare at all. I find
Oh.
tracking them to be easy. My problem is they're just never level 3. I've had 2 rares,
That's a
not
barrier to
one
entry.
level 3. Yeah. Like, I would have thought I would have got a level 3 before an albino and a multi.
You would think.
But no, my luck normally is with the rares, to be fair, on most species.
That does seem to be true. I think I killed another doe up here. Kyla's AFK, by the way, at the moment, Matthew. She is grinding, but she's either shedding the hoodie because it's 80 degrees in here or potentially taking shadow outside. Mel's gonna get a super rare mountain here. Now that would be cool.
Oh, please.
I'd be huge jealous of that.
Any super rare small game, I think, is just extra special because they're so hard to find and like, you can't really grind for mountain hare. I did try. Like, when I tried doing my moose grind on Rev, I was like grinding moose and mountain hare, which is how I ended up getting the molting male on my map, because that's where I was shooting mountain hare. But because they just move around all the time, you're only gonna kill 10, maybe.
Maybe,
Like,
yeah.
it's really hard to get a good number of them down. And I don't hate that, don't get me wrong. I love challenging diamonds, challenging things to find why I like them. And that's why I like mountain hare. I really, really like them as a species because they are so difficult to get trophies of. And so when you get a trophy of them, it feels like extra special. But they are just my nemesis at the minute. Apart from the Emerald Coast diamonds that I don't have, it's the only other diamond from any other existing map in the game that I do not have.
Frankly, their rarity is the only thing that's kept me semi-close to potentially having all the diamonds in the game at the same time as you. Because
Yeah.
I was like 12 years behind with Rev, and now, minus Widgeon, which again I plan to hunt on for Hunga, I'm at least caught up there.
Yeah,
I'm
and I
hoping the
think you'll get a
Bobcat
widget.
reset helps me because I don't like that map. That's all it is.
I just got stupid lucky with mine in multiplayer. Like, I hunted my map, not even a mythical on my map. Jumped into a multiplayer 2-person session. It was Bobcat drink time. Went along that top stretch of river. Maybe the 3rd or 4th cat I spotted. Boom, legendary.
Huh.
And I was like, ugh. And then I crashed.
Right, I
after
forgot about
spotted
that,
it,
yeah.
Because Kyla was in call with me. I got the fail to synchronize thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're kidding me. This is the first legendary I've seen.
Not now.
And then, yeah, finally actually managed to get back in the session and actually got the cat, so that was cool.
Was it a big one? I don't even remember.
It was decent.
Okay. Thank you, Kian.
It wasn't decent.
He has wished us good luck. He's headed out.
Nice, thank you.
Appreciate ya.
Call of the Wild just crashed my entire PC.
Nice.
I know.
Oh, Shadow, now's not the time. Pushing me around, you
It's
dude.
like, why are you on the computer still?
Go to bed. Not that meant. Last night was so bad. I think I said that on this
That
morning's stream.
was bad.
Because I was up late, I was making that guide, and then I got the albino quail, so then I made the other video. And I think I got in bed before 1 a.m. Like, it wasn't that bad, but Shadow was sleeping the entire time, and just every, 90 minutes, she was up whining and crying, wanting to go outside. And I don't know that she ever actually went. She just wants to go and sniff for rabbits.
Another
Bless
piebald.
her.
Stop.
Another piebald.
It's a
I
level
was
4
the
this
cool
time.
one for a minute. I had the cool thing.
This is what I talk about, Call the Wild, just mistreating me, and now it's like, here, take it.
You know what? If you want to complain, here.
Love it.
That's what the game did to me that time. I was complaining about Great One Moose, and it just gave me a max score black bear.
Lol.
I think I'm gonna start complaining about not having great ones.
I mean,
It's
it
worked
does
pretty
seem to
well.
work.
I have a crazy dog, so if she barks in the mic, I am sorry.
Crazy girl.
Mountain
No,
Hare,
let's
which
hope
map is that on? Hirschfeld.
Definitely.
They're on Rev. They are a very good model for rabbits. I
Oh,
like
they're
them.
absolutely stunning. They are the best lagomorph in the game. So rabbit or hare species.
You done did me a confused when you said that for a minute.
Well, that's what they're called. And they are the best one of those, so. They're
This dude.
definitely the best ones.
Bodyguarded. Yeah, I think, the cottontails are okay. But then, between every other rabbit model in the game and Mountain Hare, there's nothing close. I guess the jackrabbits, actually. I forgot about that. Not the whitetail jackrabbits, the antelopes.
And then you have the European hare, which just needs scrapping and starting again.
They're horrid. And really, even the scrub hare and the whitetail jackrabbits now, they're so much less detailed in comparison that it warrants a complete rework.
Yeah.
Didn't I shoot? Oh, way up here.
I mean, the thing that gets me about the European hares is they don't even look like European hares.
As far as I know, that they just basically used the whitetail jackrabbit model and maybe adjusted some proportions.
That's what it looks like to me, because they just do not look like what a European hare looks like. I mean, they literally live where I live. We see them quite regularly. They do not look like that.
I'll tell you, they've succeeded in what I think they probably did, which is assuming most people don't know what they look like and therefore won't care, because I had no idea that they didn't look like a European hare.
I remember the first time I saw them, I was so disappointed because European hare are such a beautiful species. They are absolutely drop-dead gorgeous. If you've ever seen a European hare in real life, you'll know what I'm talking about. Their eyes, everything about them, they are just gorgeous. And then I saw those, and I was like, what is this?
Oh. What happened to you?
Yeah, pretty much. I was very big disappointed by what they did to them.
Yeah, but it's good though, like we see what's happened with the Emerald Coast, all the reworks. Maybe one day we get something that has Euro hares on it. Is Quattro the only map? It is, right?
Yep.
It's kind of surprising, I think. But more maps with those, maybe they get a rework. They need it. All the rabbits do. There's a lot of stuff that does, to be 100% honest. Oh, there's a big male. Max, or minimum estimate, minimum weight estimate, even level 2.
Tiny. I have to reshoot all of the bucks at this lake now because I crashed.
Oh. Did that oof your recording, by the way? I guess it would have.
Yeah, it did. I'll probably, I hope this will be alright, I'll probably, like, clip that segment of audio from your stream and then, like, insert it into mine.
I was gonna say, I don't know how you're gonna handle that, but if you can figure it out, all the better.
I mean, the recording doesn't seem to be corrupted, it seems to be there, so...
You record an MKV or whatever, right?
Yeah, MKV.
Then you're fine if you crash, yeah. If that happened to me with MP4, the entire thing would be screwed.
Yeah, so I think I can just do a little stitch work and put a little note on the screen and be like, so this got borked because game crashed my entire PC.
Call the Wild done did the oof. Where did
That's
this
the first really bad crash I've had in a while. Like, it crashed my whole PC. The whole thing was frozen. I couldn't do anything.
Sorry. DJ Riddle just super chatted. Get yourself a spouse that talks about you the same way Mel talks about European hares. Anyway, I was going to say, that used to happen all the time. Call the Wild, I don't know, once a day would hard crash your PC. It was really bad for a time.
Yeah, that do be the not good.
Yeah, it's really hard to like make content and kill things when it would constantly just break.
Yeah, that is just really, really unfortunate. I mean, something I noticed earlier with multiplayer, touch wood, I didn't crash. I didn't crash in any of the sessions I was in, and I was in there for a decent bit.
That ain't bad. Did you have any, like, failed to synchronize or anything, or the whole thing worked?
Nope. Absolutely everything worked.
Ah, good.
And I was in those sessions for a good bit. The ones I was in. So, because they were, like, completely fresh, so I just spent a long time hunting them, basically.
I know Kyla was playing a while without the DLC earlier, and was it just getting kicked, or were you crashing and stuff?
Yeah, everyone was kicking me out, and I was sad, because I didn't buy the DLC yet. And I was like, well, okay. And then I was just like, whatever. And then I finally get in one. There's like 3 of us. And then the first thing that I see is a flashing 15 minutes left because none of you own the map. And I'm like, ah.
No.
And so I was like, screw this. I'll just buy it. It's fine.
I do want to do some more multiplayer, but like my whole brain has been screwed today because I've been like, Fallow, multiplayer. Hunt the new things. Hunt the Fallow. You might get a great one. Yeah, but then you're probably not going to get a great one for thousands of kills, so you should probably hunt the new map. Yeah, but then if you don't go and hunt Fallow, then you won't get one.
Goodness.
It's the tough part, I think. There's always a period when new great ones come out where it's easy to be motivated for it because, like, not even all the different combinations have been discovered yet. And then you hit a point, if you're not one of the first, say, I don't know, 50 to 100 great ones, it's just kind of like, I've seen everything. Why can't I get lucky? And then eventually it comes back, but that somewhere between like when all the combinations have been discovered and when you regain that motivation, that's where I think it's the toughest.
Yeah.
So there's some incentive to try to like day one really get after it and try to grind and see if you can be lucky like that and get one of the first.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm a grind pretty darn hard for these things. I'm just praying it isn't going to be like me.
I
think I can kill a lot more quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think even if it did get to 7,000, I reckon I can do 7,000 a lot quicker than I can do 7,000 moose.
I mean, if you strictly go fallow, because I know you're going to be on Emerald Coast as well, but let's say you did it all in a row, and typically you grind for like 12 hours in a day or something like that, right?
Yeah, 12 to 15.
I feel like a good fallow run in hours, at least 30.
Yeah, 30, 50, depending.
Let's say 30 to be on the really low end. That's still, if you do 15 hours, because that's going to be easier math, that'd be 300, and then another 150? So 450 a day?
Yeah.
You could get there pretty quick.
Yeah. I do plan to do that, but just for the first couple of days while Emerald Coast is new and there's going to be a lot of multiplayers open and stuff, I will go and hunt a lot of multiplayer and just see if I can get any cool things. Because there's a, I'm excited to hunt the new map and look for the new cool things as well. But then I think I'll settle into fallow unless one pops up really quickly.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm like when it comes to grinding. Casual grinding does not stay casual grinding for very long.
No, it's like become a job.
I'm gonna casually grind moose, start shooting 300 to 400 a day again. Well,
that's a commitment to kill that many moose too, because they are just way harder to grind.
that last moose was supposed to be casual, and I did it for a month after my first.
Was it that long?
Moose. It was a month. I didn't even realize that it was pretty much a month.
I would have guessed
Until I
like 2
looked.
weeks.
Nah, it was a month.
Don't you float over there.
I was like, heck, that was not supposed to be what I was doing. But it paid off.
It did, that
I got
one.
my beautiful boy.
Do you prefer that one?
I prefer the fur,
Yeah.
but the rack is the same level of cool to me.
I already forget what the rack was. It was the big typical, right?
Big typical. Fabled Speckled had the big typical, Fabled Oak had half big typical, half big non-tip.
If you don't want that one, I'll take it.
No, he's mine.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Do not steal him.
How many kills am I at? I honestly don't have a clue. Like, probably 150, maybe a little bit less. I really should have counted, but I didn't start counting, so we're just here.
Just boosting them.
I'll
Which
figure
is
it
the
out
most important thing.
eventually. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, it's nice to know how many kills, but there's no secret formula or whatever.
Do you know, it is nice from, especially I feel like maybe a content creation perspective,
Yeah.
to say I am this many kills in. However, when I was grinding for my second moose, because I didn't count that one, it kind of made it feel like less.
You get
I
to a
don't know
certain
how-
point and then you don't want to know, right?
Yeah, because I know it was like in the area of between 2,000 and 3,000 for the second one, but I don't know exactly. It could be a bit more. I just know that I made like a mil cash, so I know I shot a good amount of moose.
Yeah, it had to be.
But like I don't know exactly how many it was. I could be lowballing it, but because I wasn't counting, I don't know how to say it, but it was almost like it's not dragging on as much because I don't know. Like it gets to a point where you're like, oh my days, I've grinded this many moose and it still hasn't happened. Is it ever gonna happen? Where I was just like bumbling along, kill some moose, bumble along, kill some moose. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No,
it
it does
just
to me.
didn't feel like it dragged on as much.
No, I got you. What gun is this? This is the Fallow Grind Special. 308 AR. I think it's the metallic black. And then dark gray paint from whatever that one is for customization. Are you both using the 300?
Yep.
We're getting it done.
When I'm oofing these shots, which I have done plenty, I wish I had the 300.
That's why I really did. Like, whenever I saw that you were using 308, I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So then I started using it, and I realized when I'm making bad shots, I just get so impatient on finding them, and then I'm wasting my time. So I was like, you know what? Back to the 300. They're not going far if I do make a bad shot. And then when it comes down to, like, rares or diamonds or the great one, it will not be the 300.
But what did you shoot by accident not very long ago? Was it a Mela in the Shadows or something?
Probably.
You shot something that was good. Or maybe even a piebald.
I remember shooting that feral goat with the 300 out of spite because I always get trolled by them. I'm talking like since the map came out, always trolled. And so I was like, whatever. I just got trolled by one of these recently. So then I shot it with a 300 and it would have made diamond.
Always the way.
That's
Always.
Kyla moment right there. 'Cause she does that in Way the Hunter too. Like, you stupid 3-star, you're not gonna make it. And then it would have. It's like a 99%.
It's fine.
And they were like, Kyla, why?
Stop
doing
I'm
that.
like, sorry.
Me when I shot that 3-star Kodiak bear, and it was like 91%, and I nearly cried.
You've since gotten one, haven't you?
Yeah. One, yeah. I had 2 that were 4-star and then 1 made it. And then I was like, okay, this hurts less now.
The M1 make a comeback with this grind. Probably not for me at least.
I thought about using the M1, honestly, because again, I find the recoil on that easier to control.
I want to
don't
do an
know why.
analysis of them.
But you gotta remember, controller strokes.
Yeah, the way that I'm... Do you do like, this might not make sense. Do you do anything to like manage the recoil, or do you let it do its thing and then get back on target?
Oh, that's a good question. I've actually got to think about that. What do I do?
I've never found when I've played on controller that I can really manage the recoil. Like on PC, the moment I pull the trigger, I'm moving my mouse downward to lessen the recoil.
I feel like I do that. I feel like I like try to fight it.
Yeah,
I think.
it's a natural
I'm gonna
thing.
have to pay attention.
I-
Yeah.
I don't do it consciously at all, but I know I do it. Play the sway.
Interesting. I just refuse with keyboard and mouse. There's no, like, I wouldn't be able to do what I do on a keyboard and mouse. Like, I couldn't get the kills and stuff. I'm just useless with keyboard and mouse. I mean, watch me play Classic.
Kyla used to be the same, now she can't go back.
Yeah, but I like my controller. It's comfort as well, because of how my setup is.
Yeah,
Like-
that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think, like, I'm leaning forward to some degree talking into a mic anyway, so I might as well be on keyboard and mouse. But if
Yeah,
you're not doing
because-
live commentary, just, like, chillaxing's definitely the way to play this game.
I mean, I'm sat here right now, just leant backwards with the headset on and a controller in my hand. I don't need to be leant forward or anything. So, it's pretty chill.
I definitely do be leaning forward. Dang it, these white fur types. Albino! Oh,
I do like them though.
they look
I
great.
want a big one. Really badly.
I got one of the
Like-
uncommons, I just need the other one.
I really think full body mount if I get one of them.
Oh, what a shot. Nothing like completely missing. A standing still fallow nonetheless.
Happens.
If you're
I did it
bad.
just now.
Oh.
I did it
Well,
just
that's
now.
awkward.
Thanks, Flinter. Bullying me.
It's motivation.
It's okay. Pretty much. So it's okay. I can just say I'm on controller, so I have an excuse.
You're right.
Lots of turkeys.
I haven't seen too many. Oh, it's a decent 4 that I spooked. Other than that one level 3 I got, there's a few spots where like I've got a light brown level 2 that's just there.
Yeah. I literally have barely explored this map. Like, the whole west side of the map, I've got the outposts because you helped get me them. But that's it. I haven't had time. Like, I've been between doing moose and looking for a mountain hare, and I haven't really been on Te.
You have a albino diamond seeker just waiting on you.
Ooh,
Oh, I would actually die.
I'll say that'd be so.
That'd be a good one. I just want a
That
gold albino.
Bruh, I remember when I found my first albino seeker. Like, I did a seeker grind. That was, I think, during or before the struggles I had with population stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did a seeker grind. And I ran out of males, so I started shooting females, because that's what I did with whitetail on my Great One grinds on Rancho when things started getting weird. And I remember it used to help, like, keep things a bit more normal. That's why I used to kill everything. So I thought I'd do the same with Seeker, and I killed a load of female Seeker and an albino respawned. And I couldn't believe it, because that was when they seemed to be more rare than they are now. I don't know if that makes sense.
I do
but
know what
they
you mean,
seem
yeah.
more common. And I was just like, that's insane. And eventually I gave up trying to grind for an albino stag, because I wasn't getting enough males for it to be worth it. And I went into multiplayer. And I'm running around. And then in the forest at one of the lakes where they drink, I just see this glowing white stag. And there was a level 5 with him. Literally in the same zone. And I could not believe what I was looking at. I took the albino first, and then took the 5. But I realised during all of this, and I can't remember whether I talked about it in the video for it or not, there was a hacker with, like, the flying stuff, you know, that they do.
Yeah.
Flying down the main river where the Seeker normally drink. And he was on his way to where I was. And I was like, you're not having this. Like, I was like, I've had a few diamonds, we'll let the 5 go, I can track that down if worst comes to worst. But you're not taking this albino. This is mine. I found this. Because he joined after, and I just saw him, like, rocketing down the river. And I was like, Panic stations. But then I managed to get both the 5 and the albino because he left after, so. But that was I was panicking. That was a big, oh my gosh, moment in multiplayer. I've had a few of those where it's like, I'm either getting this or I'm not. And that was one of the times that fortunately it all worked out. And yeah, he's still one of my favourite trophies I've ever got.
I just had, not exactly that, but similar. Oh, the last Rahunga video I did before early access. I don't even remember if I got anything. Diamond Lion, I think. I was on a server, I was ready to record. There's a level 9 Cape Buffalo there, and I was gonna, just a small horn, so it wasn't special. I think I was gonna shoot that at 400 meters. That's probably why I had in my head to shoot the lion eventually when I found that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm waiting for something. Either maybe Kyla was on the phone, or we had to, like, something was going on where I couldn't record. And all of a sudden I look up and all these Cape Buffalo are spooking. And there's I think he was a hacker. Like, shooting all of them except the 9, weirdly enough. I guess he didn't see it. But I was just like, alright, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go to another place.
It's just not worth it. Like, especially unless it's something really, really rare. It's just not worth it. Because they'll just hassle you the whole time.
Oh yeah. Follow you around.
Yeah, I've had that. People following me around and stuff, and it's just...
Gross.
It is gross. I always try to keep my distance from people. Like, sometimes you end up going close to people. And I remember this one specific incident. It was when I got my leucistic male Capicale. Again, one of my absolute favourite trophies. And when I found him, he actually went aggressive. And I was focused on, like, getting some pictures and stuff of him. And he stopped going aggressive and he flew away. And I was tracking it and tracking it and tracking it and tracking it, and it went past a lookout point, and there was a player in the lookout point, and the player spotted it.
Oh.
I saw the orange outline, I was like, I'm not losing this bird. I'm not losing this bird. No. I remember I put in chat, hey man, I'm tracking that. Like, I was just like, please be chill, please be chill, please be chill, please be chill. And thankfully they were like, oh yeah, no worries. I just saw it and wondered what it, like, basically they saw it fly by and were like, oh, what's that?
Just a duck, it's fine.
Chill about it. They were completely chill about it, and they were like, yeah, sure, continue tracking it. And I was like, oh my god, thank you.
I should probably take that approach sometimes, because what happens if I ever have that happen, like, if I'm tracking something that gets close to somebody, I'm always afraid, because I'm not the host, right? I'm always afraid to be like, hey, there's something there. Can you, like, not, you know, cut me off? I've been going this way for, like, 45 minutes now. Because I just think I'm immediately going to get kicked. So I don't say anything, and I just hope for the best. And I've definitely lost some things. The most recent example was that level 5 pronghorn. The second one, actually. Where that guy literally joined the game as I was killing the first one. And then just sort of happened to go that way.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna let him kill it, and then he missed it and left. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go
like,
kill
I
it then.
missed a 5, I gotta go. That's enough for today.
I figured he messed it up, to be honest, because who leaves after they just missed? Maybe he didn't even know, though. I didn't look what level he was. I have no idea.
Yeah, it could have been a brand new player, didn't know what it was. Happens, but, like, I was not giving up on that bird, because the rare Capicale are just so rare.
It would have been like, and I've definitely been in the same situation too. It would have been the biggest heartbreak to, like, have every opportunity to kill it, but not kill it because you want to get, like, you know, pictures or whatever for content.
Yeah. I did feel big stupid, I'll be honest with you, as soon as I saw it taking off, because he did the thing where he only went aggressive for, like, 30 seconds, and then was like, better take off, and just left. I was like, ugh. Because, you know, that was my dream. That was something I really desperately wanted, was to get an aggressive rare Capicale, because I love those birds. I love a lot of species in this game, but they're so charismatic, and I love animals that have got personality. Like, they're really something that they bring a smile on your face when you encounter them, because they have that unique behavior and stuff. And that's something that Capicale have in real life, is they have that attitude. Especially, like, the rogue males that do go aggressive against things. They'll go aggressive against cars. They do not care. Cars, bikes, whatever. They see it and they go aggressive. And I think that's just, is funny. Like, to see a bird just angry with everything in its
Angry
path.
with the world.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a pheasant do it in real life. A male pheasant walking around a car park, just attacking every car that it came across. It was a sight to witness. And I just love that. And so, you know, wanting to get rares of them, because the rares are awesome. My dream was always, how cool would it be if I saw a rare one and it actually went aggressive? And, you know, for that one to go aggressive, I wasn't going to waste that opportunity. But when it flew off and I hadn't shot it, I was like, might have just made a fatal error.
I got a pie fallow level 3.
Oh, nice.
Look at us go.
What pattern?
The piebald one. I have no idea.
Like, is it the one, like the splotchy one, or is it the one that's got kind of got like more brown, like the one we saw on stream?
I think it's the one from the stream.
Oh, interesting. I haven't seen that one yet. None of my pie fallow at all, out of all of the ones I've got taxed, are apparently that variation.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's more splotchy. I'd have to look, but it seems like the one from the stream. I think I may have almost oofed it too, but I got it.
Congrats. Is that your first rare? For the
On this grind, yes.
Sweet.
1 chocolate diamond, 1 small pie.
Oh.
You're doing good, man.
Yeah, not too bad. I don't even know what this is. Run number 5 total, something like that. Maybe this is the splotchy one. Oh, yeah, I did right through the vertebrae the first time.
Oh. Did you get a second shot though?
I double lunged him. You know how they sometimes stop for a second?
Yes.
Luckily, he stopped broadside, and I got another shot through him.
Clutch.
Nice. Ooh, I'm gonna have to start finding places in the grind lodge now for Fallow, and I don't have any, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, damn.
I don't want to start another grind lodge.
If you do, you should make it a... I was going to say make it a Spring Creek Manor, but there's just not a lot of place in Spring Creek, sadly.
Yeah. What the? This is going to be a really pink spot on the map for a while.
Oh, the inlet?
No, this is, well, technically, I think it's called an inland. Oh, no, peninsula.
Oh, I know exactly where that is, yeah. Where they just run back and forth.
That's not even what happened. There were, 6 males down here, and I got 4 of them, and then 2 more ran by, and I had killed 1 earlier.
It's fine.
But they did run, I guess 2 of them ran sort of back and forth like you mean.
I'll say they don't have many places to go, so even if you kill zones, you know exactly pretty much where they're gonna go.
There's nothing bad that can happen on literally basically all of Te Awaroa if you kill zones. I'm using tripods, but they're not gonna go in a place that you can't easily grind. There isn't a bad place on the entire map for fallow deer.
No, there isn't. I'm also using tripods, but yeah. It's not like it really matters. You don't have to do it.
It's just that you'd probably have to move them here and there, or move tents here and there.
I'm nuking them all. Slaughtering them. Dead.
I'm gonna make that a sound alert.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll allow it this time.
It's gonna be easy to remember too, because it was 2 hours and 12 minutes into the stream.
It was meant to be.
Wow. Perfect.
12 is always the best.
We're getting some, legit grinding time in though. It's been 2 hours straight of just basically non-stop.
Even 2 hours.
Yep.
Really? It does not feel like 2 hours at all.
Meanwhile, Moose 1 runs was that 9 hours? I've been grinding for a while.
Yeah, the
Oh.
difference.
My
is
15-minute
huge.
video's not done yet. I guess it's not 9 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can be fairly certain, I think, that fallow deer are going to be easier great ones in general for people to get, but as much as I love a challenge, I am happy for an enjoyable one to grind.
Yeah. Red Fox would have been a cool, great one. I was all on board with it if it was going to be a Red Fox. But the grind itself would not have been fun.
That would have been painful.
I feel like I'd have
It
just
would
never
have
gotten
been
one.
painful.
I don't know that I would have tried very hard.
Any great one that comes out, I will try my absolute darndest to get one.
Yeah.
Regardless of what species it is or anything, because I'm probably going to fall in love with every great one that they make, because I've loved all of them so far. So, but Red Fox, I can just see they would be so incredibly rare. They'd be rarer than Black Bear,
Oh, for sure.
and they'd be so much harder to grind. I know I'd go for them on Emerald Coast, though.
Now, yeah,
100%.
it's definitely a good fox map. I haven't messed with fox drink zones much, but even without the drink zones, I find quite a few.
Oh, I see them all the time, just in so many different places. And I mean, you could probably choose a little area of the map to grind and just ignore the rest if you really wanted to. Just do the lakes and ignore the rivers or something.
Yeah.
because I think the rivers. That's why I was like, because I was really considering doing my fallow on Emerald Coast, but the rivers, they just take so long every time.
Yeah, I just think if you really want to, if you want the best map, I think it's Te. There's nothing wrong with doing Emerald Coast, and it's a good map for fallow, but Te's just on another level.
It's efficiency, right?
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, Te is definitely the better one for efficiency. And just, I think the zones are nicer in general. I don't know how else to say it, but they're just easier access, more wide open.
For sure.
And with 16 tents, like I've got several on either side of the river, so I can just bounce from one side to the other to claim and kill. So, a route's pretty easy to set up. I mean, I'm practically done with setting up now, so...
Yeah, it's not bad.
No. I feel like on Emerald Coast, though, it would take you a while to try and work out the most efficient route.
There would be, fine-tuning a lot more with tents and stuff that's just not necessary here.
Definitely. I've got respawns happening again.
Nice.
Straight away, I shot a couple bucks, went to the other side to go and pick some up, and there's more bucks back in the zones where I shot things.
I keep looking back.
Respawns work?
Still haven't had it happen.
They're
They
not
work.
broken? You don't have to
Imagine.
change the time 3 times to get them to be there?
It
What a life.
doesn't take 5 days for them to show up.
Nope.
No, it does. It doesn't. Don't believe that. Someone asked, oh, it was Connor, which Great One variant are you hoping for? I think that's another go around the room question. I don't even know my answer, so someone else go first.
Kyla, go first.
What?
Hey! What'd you say?
I was trying to type to Joe.
What Great One variant do you want, the most, rack and fur?
I definitely want the Irish elk.
Oh, you want that? I didn't even know that.
And then the silvery looking one. I want that combo. Honestly, I don't care what it comes down to, but,
Y'all's is similars.
yeah.
So, my dream one is Irish elk rack with either silver, painted, or hooded. I love all 3 of those furs.
And Bree
But-
said silver fur, Megaloceros as well.
See?
Yeah, that rack is just so unique, but that is the one I'm going to grind for until I get one of those. Just one, and I'll be happy with that. But any combination that shows up, I will love it.
I'm definitely in that, I don't expect to grind for 3 unless I have the most unbelievable next couple of months, and, I get my fallow, go to moose, get that, go back to bear, get that. Maybe I'd return to fallow. So whatever shows up is probably what I'll get if I can get one to show up. But if I got to choose, I do like the big typical rack, but I think spoon rack and any of the silvers or painted would be my favorite. And the silvers is purely because the spoon rack makes me think old fallow, silver or hooded, they've got that silvery tone of an old looking fallow buck as well. I think I'm too early.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the golden as well. The mocha is my least out of the 5 that I like, but I mean, I do not care.
I don't know.
If it shows up and it says 10 fabled, I will love it forever.
Right. I don't know that I can tell you what the mocha looks like.
Gold and black. So it's the brownish, blackish color that the painted has as the splotches,
Okay.
mixed with fabled golden, goldish color.
Barely remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own video where I looked at it.
I don't know. I like it, but it's not my favorite one. It's kind of I don't know. I don't know what I'd compare it to. But if one showed up with that fur type, am I going to scream? Yes.
Will I like it? Yes.
Yes. Will it go in prided place in my trophy lodge and forever be stared at? Yes.
Will it become your desktop background?
Yes.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
I do
my
that too.
moose my last moose is my great
My
yeah,
last
that's my
moose is
background.
my great one. I like it.
Yeah. I completely lost all control of English there for a second. He is indeed my background, though. I got some really nice pictures of that moose.
Showstopper's my background at the moment, but it was my 200 whitetail, and before that it was the Great One Whitetail multi-mount.
Yeah. It's just like a little inspiration thing when you log in. It's like, let's see if this can happen again.
Yeah.
Just a reminder that it is possible.
They're out there.
They are.
Mocha reminds me of the darker spotted fallow common, but fuzzy? Like fluffy fuzzy? Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, it's somewhere between like the dark spotted and the chocolate, but fuzzier, and with a bit more gold to it. It's not like bad looking by any means. It's just I prefer like the silver colors.
That makes sense.
Personally,
Is Mel streaming as well?
Mel is recording because internets is the strokes.
You should
My perspective will be uploaded afterwards.
you should find a way to like somehow make internet a part of like, I don't know, somehow it's a requirement for, I don't know, therapy. Like, hey, can the government pay for this? I have to do online therapy, so like this isn't my fault. Just come up with some crazy thing and like now you have blazing fast internet.
That'd be amazing. I mean, the stream we did the other day with Casey, to get that uploaded, I had to leave my laptop on all day. All day. It took an entire day to upload
What was it?
a 3-hour video.
3 hours is pretty lengthy.
It is pretty lengthy, but like we're talking from, I want to say 3 in the morning, yeah, about then till about 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, that's a long upload.
Yeah.
Does it kneecap the rest of your internet in the house too?
No,
No?
the rest of the internet was fine.
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes it's really bizarre, right? And none of us can explain it, and we have spoken to our broadband provider and stuff about it, and they're just like, well, everything's fine, so we don't know what the problem is, basically.
It's your fault.
Like, sometimes I'll upload a video, it can be a 10-minute video, and it takes all of the internet. Like, you can't watch any TV, you can't watch any YouTube, anything involving internet just doesn't work. And then sometimes I'll upload half an hour long's worth of videos, doesn't even affect it. Like, it just doesn't. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. It just does some days and doesn't others.
The always affecting it was how it was at my parents. So, like, I would only upload when people slept.
Yeah.
You couldn't watch YouTube other than maybe 360p, but probably 144p. And if you were trying to, like, even go on, say, Facebook or something, just forget about it. Or, for instance, my brother would try to play a Madden game online. The lag was otherworldly.
Yeah. Felt that. I tend to, like, normally I make a video and then I just upload it, and then as soon as it's processed and everything, I just make it public.
Yep.
So I missed a fallow on that side as well. I keep missing fallow on other sides of this lake to pick up and then seeing them when I'm like nearly out of render and all the grass is rendered away.
Oh.
But yeah, I tend to be alright with uploading videos, but then sometimes I'll need to upload a 10-minute video and it will take like 10 hours.
Yeah, so like, I don't know what does it other than general traffic through like the entirety, like everybody that has that particular ISP in the area. I don't know enough about how internet works, but I'll get it on occasion here. Like, typically I have almost a gig download and 50 megs upload, which is more than enough to stream. I can stream 4K at that, actually. Not that I can run the game in 4K. Other times, and relatively often actually, the download's pretty much normal, but the upload will be like 8, 10, 12 megs, which is just enough to stream high quality 1080p. And if it dips any below that, and speeds are always varying, I'll drop frames, and that's when we get the lag in the streams and stuff. And I just don't know why it happens.
It's so strange.
The greatest thing is actually too, Psycho Beagle hooked up, or helped me to hook up my router, and what was the deal? We had to cut part of the cable out because it was not working properly, I think. And he didn't have the correct thing to actually connect it, so it's not even done 100% correctly. So maybe that's part of the problem, but considering the speeds work most of the time, I kind of doubt it's that.
Yeah, it's strange. Internet is weird.
Blonde Feral Goat is not rare, McCheesy. No need to tax.
No.
You think you're gonna have the same luck with piebald fallow as moose? I hope not. I like some variety, please.
All the piebalds.
They were like, it was starting to get to the point that it was like, really? Another piebald? Not even like, hey, there's a rare, you know?
I mean, the piebald moose, I don't know what they did, but they are far more common now than they ever used to be.
For sure, yeah.
Like, 100%. I don't know if they maybe adjusted the spawn rates when they got their furry work, but I see them everywhere now. Just everywhere.
They can barely be called a rare, other than the fact that I grinded Leighton for all those kills and didn't get a piebald for the entire time.
It's so weird. That's just Call of the Wild and how things go.
Call the Wild, doing Call the Wild things.
Pretty much.
Too many bald pies.
Bulb.
Have I been... Oh, I'm at that spot. Never mind. How much longer? I think the world's supposed to end in something like 2 to 3 billion years.
Not at this rate.
How much longer? An existential crisis begins.
I've only got 2 to 3 billion years to get my Great One Moose. I better start stacking.
Desperation kicks in.
I'll never be desperate enough to stack. I want to kill the diamonds. I don't get it.
I don't get. I've made my opinions on stacking. I don't get it. I don't get it. Especially, like, stacking Great Ones especially is my biggest dislike. Because I feel like it's just... It takes away from the fact that maybe there is a very small chance of 2 Great Ones spawning on a map at the same time. Like, right now, if I had 2 Great One Fallow spawn in 2 different locations, that would be insane luck and would be incredibly rare. But you can never tell now if someone just keeps it quiet and has one on their map and then stacks another one and then says, oh look, I had 2 spawn at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it takes away from that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know, like, I'm sure people have their reasons for doing it, but if I am watching someone Great One grind, and they get a Great One to spawn, and they don't shoot it, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Like, I don't know.
That's the whole goal of what you're doing, and then you don't accomplish your goal. Because
like
for
a
me, a Great
cliffhanger.
One grind is... Yeah, a Great One grind isn't over until that animal is dead on the ground and you got the medal and everything for it.
Part of it's making the shot, yeah. It's like the most anxiety you can go through in Call of the Wild, other than super rares.
Like, legit. So, it's like, just delaying and delaying that, I just don't... It doesn't compute in my brain.
I also can't compute that. What great shooting that was.
Oh, I whiffed a shot on this fallow, but it dropped instantly, so I guess I got something.
Maybe it turned and got a brain shot.
No, it was like really, really close. I thought I shot too low, but evidently it got into something good.
that's not hunting, that's a firing squad. I've said it before that to get great ones, you have to shoot things. To get diamonds, you have to hunt for things. And there's nothing wrong with shooting things in this game. It's a lot of fun. But it's definitely a completely different type of play.
Grinding?
Yes.
Yeah, grinding was inevitable because of how the game was designed. It just was. Because if you want to get anything, especially if you want to get things in single player, you have to kill things. And whether you like grinding as a concept or not, by killing anything, you are effectively grinding. Like, just say you're someone who particularly likes moose, and you go, oh, well maybe one day I can get a piebald moose to spawn. Like, just for a random example. And then you go and you shoot some moose. You might not be, like, grinding and killing thousands, but if you're killing things, that's effectively in some way grinding. Because you're getting respawns. Just actually, like, full-on proper grinding and, like, using a setup and going about with tents and stuff, it just accelerates how quick you can get a certain number of animals down. But whether you are, like, full-on killing hundreds and hundreds of things or just killing a few, it's effectively the same process.
Yeah, I mean, if they were actually against the general concept, zones wouldn't exist anyway. Because you could never grind for anything if animals weren't in predictable locations at predictable times.
Yeah, well, zones wouldn't exist and the spawns would be random every time, like Classic.
Yes.
Like I said, the way the game's made grinding inevitable. Because if you want a specific trophy, the way to get that specific trophy is by killing those animals and hoping that that specific trophy spawns.
Yeah, I think probably the dream scenario or like the vision for the game may not have been grinding so much as just hunting for things and you're killing most things you see and that gets respawns. But it was going to be found out eventually that respawns are tied to their own species. That'd be kind of cool, actually, if they weren't.
Just then, killing things in general.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would still ultimately be kind of similar.
I mean, yeah, eventually, like, yeah, kind of would be.
People would find, like, probably Te would be a good example because you can kill so many different species.
Yeah.
But it's that whole thing. There's never, like, a perfect way to set it up.
Unfortunately not, and it's just like you have to find your own way of doing things. Like, if you don't want to grind for things and you just want it to happen naturally, then don't grind for things. But
I'd probably hunt multiplayer at that point.
yeah, multiplayer. That's why I like multiplayer, because it does remind me of Classic. It's that I don't have to shoot everything I see. It's, you know, every track I pick up could be that super rare, or it could be, you know, a great one in multiplayer. It could be anything. So, you know, that aspect of it, that's why I play multiplayer. But, like, you know, like, grinding isn't necessarily my favourite activity, even though I do quite a lot of it. It's just, I do prefer to just hunt things and have things just randomly show up, but the chances of getting a great one in multiplayer or getting a great one off of just hunting a few of that species every now and again, those chances are incredibly slim. So it becomes a point of, if that's the things you want, you kind of have to do the things to try and get them.
And thus, got me right in the middle of saying that. It freaked me out.
Very loud.
It's very loud. I don't even know that my headset's at max and it was still very loud. Kyla T-Rex? I don't think it was Kyla.
I don't have enough points. Sadly.
Thoughts on grinding Hirschfelden? See, I don't know enough about where fallow are on Hirschfelden anymore. Since they did the redistribution, I don't really know any good spots.
I mean, Hirsch is the... How do you say it? Like, hard mode.
Yeah.
If you're grinding for a great one of any of the species on that map, like red deer or whatever, Hirsch is your hard mode option. Because, you know, so much of that map is just brush. And so many of your drink zones and stuff are going to be covered in brush if you're going to be hunting drink zones, which is, you know, the main thing.
It's kind of
like,
an
it's definitely
anti-Tay.
doable. Yeah, it's an anti-Tay. That's a good way of putting it. Like, it's doable. I mean, we've seen people get Great One Red Deer on Hirsch, and I think it's an incredible achievement, and it's something that eventually I'd love to do. I just haven't got around to it. But it's definitely maybe not the best idea for your first Great One if you just want to try and get one, I'd say. Maybe like a harder project for later down the line if you've got a couple.
It's a good way to look at it. I would definitely not choose Hirsch as like a, I have never got one of these, but I want one. Unless you're really just up for a challenge. Because I can say with a pretty high degree of confidence, it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. There's a lot of water on Hirsch as well. Like,
There is.
I think that's something that people maybe forget about Hirsch, is that there's those big lakes in the river.
It's a lot of surface area.
Hirschfelden, when you're actually hunting it, and I don't know if I'm insane, feels like one of the biggest maps.
I think it does too.
It just does. It feels huge.
Might just be the gaps between animals, I don't know, but it definitely does feel bigger.
Yeah, like, I know all the maps are roughly the same size, I completely get that, but some maps just do feel bigger than others, and that one definitely feels bigger.
Yeah, whether it's the emptiness thing or... I think a lot of times, maybe part of it is, like, it's so thick, because the best way I can, like, compare this, in, like, the summer and spring and, like, fall months... Let me actually start this over a little bit. Our property here is 14 acres, and it's kind of, like, rectangular. It's kind of long and narrow. When there's a lot of foliage on the trees, aka leaves, it feels like a much bigger space, but then in the winter, when all the leaves are gone, it's like, I can see the back, it's right there. It makes it feel so much bigger when you can't see, you know, the entire thing.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Hirsch is a very beautiful map, though, and that's why I'd love to get a great one there. It's the same with New England. Like, New England, it may be, in my opinion, the worst map in the game.
I think it is.
Yeah, but it is very aesthetically pleasing. Like, I would love if there was, like, I don't know, a black bear or a moose or a whitetail reset again, and they did the pops over again, and I went on New England and found a great one, I'd be so ecstatic, just because I love to take pictures and stuff of great ones in their environment, and I think it's so beautiful. Something about that map is just, textures and stuff are just so well done. It's absolutely stunning, and that's why I did grind for a moose on there for a bit, was because I thought if one did spawn on there, it would be pretty cool. But it's just so impractical.
Yeah, it's a shame it's like the best looking map and the worst one to hunt.
It would have been such a good map. Like, because it was sold, if I am not mistaken, as being the Great One grinding map.
You know,
like, that was such a big thing.
It was, and the weird thing was Leighton has all the same great ones, and is actually better for grinding them.
Yeah, it is, and that's, yeah, pretty much what I was gonna say. Because, like, on Leighton, the species are more, apart from black bear, from what I know, are more, like, regionally located, so there's, like, certain parts of the map that they'll be on. And if New England is like that, like, say you have black bear in the south and whitetail in the north and moose in the middle or something like that, it would be a much better grinding map. But as far as I know, all 3 species can be found across the entire map.
Pretty much.
So it's like, just not practical, really. That was what killed it for me with grinding moose. Sent me back to medbed because I found that I couldn't kill as many moose just because of the time.
Yeah, when you've got to cover the entire thing, it'd be one thing if you got to cover the entire map and it looks like Te. But when you got to cover the entire map and it looks like New England, there's just
hours.
There's a lot of time spent not killing moose.
And it's like I'm wasting time, valuable time, because at the end of the day, these things, you know, they take a lot of time out of doing other things. Like, right now, I'm hunting fallow, but I also want to hunt the new map. If a great one spawns, then great, I'll go and hunt the new map a bit more. So, it's like, the longer a grind goes on, it takes away time from doing other things. And I'm not saying that I feel like every grind should be short and they should make great ones more common or anything like that, because I do personally not mind a longer grind. Like, my moose grind is my first great one moose grind was my longest grind ever. And when I saw that 10 pop up, I nearly died. I started hyperventilating, I was panicking, I didn't know what to do because it just felt like it was never going to happen. But at the same time, you don't want to be wasting time when you could be more efficient. It's such a difficult balance. I hope that makes any sense.
I think if I understand what you're saying, it would be kind of like hunting for fallow on Emerald Coast instead of Te, because you might get it in 1,200 kills, or you might get it in 12,000 kills. And if you're going to get 12,000 faster on Te, you better be on Te.
Right, that's my point, yeah. It's a difficult balance.
It is. Like, I'd like to be on Emerald Coast. I was saying earlier, there's that chance you stumble into something cool that you've never had the opportunity to see before, but really when you're grinding, do you do much shooting anything else? Not really.
You just don't, because you're so focused on trying to get as many of the one species down as possible.
And what it comes down to is you end up placing all these tents, so you could have something that is exactly where your tent is, but if it's not, you're not running between areas really to where you're going to encounter those things.
No. You're trying to be as efficient as possible. There's a lot of little nuances to it.
Definitely. We're on Te Awaroa, by the way, Chad.
I think Te is a beautiful map as well.
It is, yeah. I think it's underrated for that.
I do. And I feel like a great one fallow, and this was something I was thinking about in the lead up to the release, and like thinking about where I was going to grind. Something about Te Awaroa feels more, I don't know, just like, I feel like seeing a great one here would look more aesthetically pleasing to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it would. I mean, it would probably look amazing on Hirsch, but I just ain't gonna do it on Hirsch.
Yeah. Yeah. Out of Emerald Coast and Te Awaroa though, I just think like the lush green grass, I think would look really nice in pictures with a great one.
Yeah, maybe as opposed to, you know, more jungly vibes and stuff. Be cool in the outback as well, to be honest.
That would be cool. But very few fallow down in the outback.
Yeah, that would just be pure luck if it would happen exactly there at the, like, 1 or 2 lakes that they drink at.
Yeah.
Do you think they would add a map with velvet antlered animals?
That'd be cool.
It would be. There's a challenge to that, because you have to also then basically do a summer map, which they've done before, and it doesn't always make sense. Like, for instance, Te isn't really in the fall, based on the foliage, but red deer and fallow and stuff aren't in velvet, so really, if they ever added velvet, they should, what was the word? Backfill? They should backfill to, like, for instance, Te with velvet antlers.
Cool if it was like an uncommon thing.
I've always wanted that. Cabela's one of those games I played for a throwback, had that.
It would be pretty neat.
It's a million years ago. They can do it now.
Yeah, like kind of have it like molting ptarmigan and stuff. It's almost like they're at that point where they're about to shed their velvet. So it's still like the full antlers underneath the velvet.
I wonder if they'd ever consider, because what about a great one that's like that? Got like velvet hanging from the antlers, like maybe even reddish colored with the blood still stained on the antlers.
Just looks so insane. It would be unreal.
That could be pretty slick.
I know several people suggested that for moose.
That was the one I was
And I was
thinking of, the
very on
spider
board
rack
with
in
that.
particular, because all those tines.
Yeah, it would look so badass.
You
Or just
thought,
a velvet great one in general, just to make it unique.
yeah. You know what? There's so many ideas. Okay. If it's, they should do a fabled albino for this hypothetical great one with velvet, right? Because the velvet would also be white.
Yes.
I think we should do this.
Imagine an elk.
Oh, that would be amazing.
It would, wouldn't it? With like but not make it like albino. Call it like, I don't know, fabled ice or something, and have it with like ice blue eyes.
Brilliant. Fabled ice. I love it.
Lose my mind.
Fabled iced tea. Anyway.
Can you imagine how long I'd grind to get that specific variant if that was a thing?
Forever.
Just never stop.
This stuff would look like this in the fall for Tay? I wouldn't know any better. I thought Tay was more of a summer map. Who said the AR's cringe? What's cringe about it?
How is it cringe?
I don't know. It doesn't help
Like
me
the-
herd manage good enough. EW should hire Mel? I know. Lead designer. You're still
Oh,
live?
I'd
I'm
love
not
to.
dead. That'd be such
I'd
a cool
love
job.
to design some great ones. I'd love to. That'd be such a cool thing. Can you imagine if they were like, so creators, for our next great one, we'd like you to work in little teams and create a great one.
That would be insane.
I'd just die.
I'll be on Mel's team. Okay, you come up with it. I'll co-sign it. Go. Felt like that round took a long time to go that 300 meters. How goes the grind? In total, what? Kyla's had 2 pies. I've had a pie and a chocolate diamond. Mel's had... What have you had?
A pie, albino, and dark spotted diamond.
Nice.
2 of those were initial spawns, so
They all count.
they do, because it's still progress in my head. There's still ones that are dead and add to my tally.
Ever-growing tally.
Watch like 3 weeks from now when I've killed a few thousand and I've already lost half of my brain. Like, when is it gonna spawn?
Come on, I know it's gonna happen. I missed something, or I don't know what happened on this run. I got through all my places way earlier than I was supposed to. Or maybe just for once I didn't have to track half my fallow.
That could be a thing.
I did do a little better shooting. You know
That is
what's
always helpful.
one advantage I've noticed too with these reworks?
What's that?
You don't have too much trouble, even if it's like a small fallow buck, identifying bucks from does, because the furs are pretty unique now.
Yes. This is very true.
It helps in that quick target acquisition.
That is very true.
Slow
I
down,
like
you.
that. I saw someone post a piebald doe earlier, which I
Okay.
found intriguing because, as far as I know, the fallow couldn't be piebald does before.
No, they
They
could.
could only be bucks. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember having a Mela and an albino doe.
Yeah,
before.
but not piebald.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not that cool.
I was told that they do not or did not spawn as does, and I never had a piebald doe.
I think I had one. I could be wrong.
But someone posted a screenshot of one stood on their map earlier, and I was like, huh, has that changed?
Maybe they never had.
I was told that they didn't. And like I said, I've never seen a piebald doe fallow.
You know, the more I'm thinking about it, I feel like I shot one, but it may have actually been an albino.
They definitely had albino and mela.
For sure, yeah.
This was a Discord conversation in your Discord a while back. And I was like, talking about fallow rares, and someone said that they can't spawn as piebald does, and I was like, hold on a minute, you might be right.
It's like the Mela red deer. They just never spawned for a long time. Ben, thank you for the super chat. He brought up something that I've mused about before. Once they run out of locations, could you imagine if they release a terrain editor to create your own maps, like your own property or other famous places? Can you imagine?
Would be insane. I just have a deer park.
I would just try to make like an exact replica of my property.
Can you imagine? That would be so cool.
I've always wanted a game where you could like not manage in the sense of Way the Hunter, although I really like their system and it's the closest thing to what I've wanted. But like food plots, tree stands, like trail management, the whole thing, and still the genetics and stuff of Way the Hunter. It would be more of an archery game, I guess.
I mean, heck, I'd play that.
I remember being like 14 years old and not knowing, you know, anything about how to make a game. And I was thinking about like trying to send an email to Cabela's like to make this game. And in my head, it would just be like, you're brilliant. Here's $1 million. But then I also thought, they'll never see it.
Would be cool though. I'd love a game like that.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dark Sword, thank you as well. How to fix animals disappearing after I shoot them. Like, literally just disappearing? I haven't heard of that happening since this update. I did have a weird thing today, though. I had some magpie geese fly in. They landed at this spot. I shot a couple. And the others that I didn't shoot just disappeared off the ground. Just gone. Not something I've seen other geese do.
Then the magpies have had I've noticed a few weird buggy animations.
Yeah, like when you shoot them out of the air with the 22.
Yeah, they like freeze in the air. And stuff.
I almost
Like,
think Canada geese forever ago did that.
it's very, very strange.
You both sound so tired and Kyla's silence speaks volumes. I'm getting a little bit tired.
I've just been. I don't
I'm
know.
not tired at all, I'm just being quiet because people in my house are sleeping.
I was grinding Fallow earlier, so now I'm doing it again, and I'm like, nah. I don't want to do it.
I've still got like 5 hours in me, probably, before I go to bed.
Absolutely not.
If you drink a 5-hour energy, you'll have 10.
Stop that.
My cousin took us fishing one time, and he worked in the mine, so he already worked like a 12-hour shift or something. And then he came and picked us up to go fishing, and we stopped at a Sheets, and he went and got a 5-hour energy to, I guess, survive the trip. I'll never forget his quote, because he had never had it before. And he just, like, throws back this 5-hour energy, and he goes, "Wow, no wonder these things give you energy. They turn your face inside out." I've never had one either to know what he was referring to. It scared me away. It must not have tasted good, though.
No, I can imagine. That just reminds me of the whole, because you said like drink 5-hour energy and then you'll have 10 hours of energy. I was listening to something earlier and I was talking about if you added powdered milk to milk, is that double milk?
It's a good question. Is it more milk or not? Be more nutrients anyway. I think.
Milk times 2.
It's a big male move to like add powdered milk to your already existing milk. How did that miss? Answer. You're bad. That's 4% milk? I see. I'm missing a tent here. Oh no, I'm not. Never mind. It's way down there. Maybe I am tired. If you drink 5-hour energies, you can enter the forbidden hour.
Forbidden hour of the day. I think that's a Russian badger quote. If I'm not mistaken.
Isn't he badge?
Very bad, yes. That is indeed the thing that I keep saying to you. Oh, that was one of the things that cracked me up the most recently.
Are you quoting Squidward there, Eye of Levi? Hamina, 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 hamina. If you're not, I don't know what the heck you're writing. I'm actually kind of surprised at the amount of diamonds we're getting. I think they have dialed back how often they spawn.
Possibly.
Like, between the 3 of us to have 2 diamonds, I'd imagine all of us are somewhere between, say, 200 and 400 kills.
Yeah, definitely.
Before, if we did that, we'd have, like, I don't know, 8-10 diamonds between us.
Yeah.
Future. Do you shoot the solo fallow? I shoot all the fallow.
Yeah, same. I mean, like, the solo fallow aren't even a problem because they've not really got anywhere to go.
That's the thing, yeah. At least with this map, there's no zones to worry about.
You look like a pissant.
Thanks, Paul. There's no zones to worry about deleting because they just come back. Like, there's nowhere they can go.
They're gonna go back in the same area. It's not been giving me any problems anyway.
I've never had an issue with it. I've done a fair bit of fallow grinding, like for rares and stuff in the past.
Yeah, same. I did my Malek grind.
Kyla has
That
certainly
was-
done more grinding than I have.
Oh yeah, Kyla's the queen of fallow.
And she is a nuke 'em all type of grinder.
Yeah, and they still go back to their zones, so it doesn't matter. Run and gun, baby. Run and gun.
Get home, mother.
If they're not all dead when you leave, have you really done any grinding?
No.
You've been saying that since before SpongeBob was a thing? Is it the same sentiment, at least? Meaning, like, disbelief, I guess?
Chocolate or mellow, but you're looking real dark. They always do this.
I just got a good tan, but thank you.
Shut up. You're the worst. You don't get tan. You turn into a lobster.
And then I get tan afterwards. That's the hack.
Yeah,
Get
and you
sunburnt to an
you practically
absolute
get
crisp.
sun poisoning.
Hello, sir.
Hey.
5.
Nice.
242 to 283.
I'm gonna go back to this method of complaining about things. It works really well. As soon as I mentioned it. You know, none of us have killed a great one yet. Alright, game, do your thing.
Yeah, please.
Here he is!
Imagine. Now, the question is, how far actually is this? And can I make a shot on it?
12
Do
or
I
so.
take a 300? Yeah, I can do a 300 meter shot. What am I talking about?
Easy peasy. I hope that
Oh,
wasn't mellow.
might have been high.
Oh, I made a bad shot on whatever this is too. Which was the son
We'll
of
find
Mella.
out.
You guys are a good team. You're both, like, might have messed up a thing.
Hi, little girl. What are you doing?
She's
She's
like,
sleepy,
you've been streaming
sweet
for 3
girl."
hours. You streamed for like 2.5 earlier. You recorded a video. It is my time.
She's like,
Bless her.
yeah, I can't wait for her to keep us up for the next forever.
Yeah.
It's only 3 a.m. here and it's getting light outside. Like, I can see light.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's so weird.
It's not Mela. I don't feel bad for shooting it with a 300.
Oh.
Oh.
Why did you use the 300?
Because most of the time when I think it's Mela, it's not Mela, so... and this was before the update. I thought some stuff was Mela and it wasn't. So it's fine.
I can't even see if it's Vital Blood. Oh, it is Vital Blood, so I did get him.
Nice.
It's another dark spotted. I don't
Also
know.
nice.
I think he's a diamond. He is 259.
Not bad.
What?
I love the range of scores now. It's so much better.
Thick old chocolate.
Not bad. 2 diamonds already.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I got none.
Add that to the tally.
Who would have thought this would be the result? Kyla,
I
the
imagine-
lowest diamond total.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm glad I've gotten some rares today, though. I was wondering. I was like, I'm almost at 300 kills. How do I not have a rare or a diamond? It was raining.
I'm kind of having that respawn thing you were having earlier.
Keep spawning, huh?
I keep trying to leave. I'm just trying to claim everything, and around it. Ooh, there's a nice. What is that? Looks funny. Might just be the white fur type that I've never seen running away from me. Yeah, that's what it is.
Does catch you off guard. I keep thinking when I see them on Emerald Coast that it's like a leucistic something.
So every now and then I'll see one, just from a different angle that looks different, and I'm like, that'd be cool if they added leucistic fallow.
It would be, because we have them in Classic.
They do.
But
You're
I guess
right.
that's basically what white is, I'm guessing. It's
Yeah.
the leucistic.
Come up here.
True.
Come on.
I know I shot 3 from this zone. Where did the other one go?
Shadow's like, I'm not jumping up on your lap. I think this run is pretty well over. We'll probably wrap up the stream once we get everything claimed here. Kyla's ready for bed. She's quitting on us.
So sorry.
I mean, it's been a long and busy day.
That it has. It started early.
Yeah, definitely.
Crave says, just crashed after spotting a pie sandbar in multiplayer. Let's go.
Oh no.
Can you find your way back in?
Oh, I hope you can. That sucks. I hate that. That's the worst. The fear that takes over when that happens
Literally.
is unreal.
The only time I can definitely remember losing something significant was I had a albino female wolf, and it was the first time that I had killed one.
I remember
And-
this.
I killed it already, but the server went down completely, so it was gone forever. Graves has the same thing, server's gone.
No,
Not
that's
fair.
the worst. That happened to me on the only black spot level 5 pig I've ever seen on Mississippi. I was literally, I kid you not, I was recording and everything. I was literally, I held my breath about to pull the trigger and gone. Session just went. And I've never to this day found another one. And it was probably a diamond with the estimate it had.
They don't troll a whole lot, you're probably right.
It had like a, I think it was only like, minimum estimate was only like a couple points under.
Yeah.
It was pretty big. And it was right on the road, it was giving me a perfect shot, and I was like, ready, and gone.
Gone forever.
Oh, that was, I think I stopped playing for the rest of the night that time.
You
Because
just
I've
have
been
to.
looking for one. I was specifically looking for one of those, because I think they look neat. And yeah. No diamond for me. But a rare, especially like a new rare, I'd take that one pretty hard.
The sandbar do look pretty dang nice.
Yeah, they do. Big hot.
Your albino stubble quail is rough. It's kinda seeming like it's not that bad. Like, it's still a very rare thing to have gotten and then to have lost out on because of early access, but There's been almost probably half a dozen that's been killed today by other people.
I haven't seen that many.
Well, if everybody in the chat has been truthful, there's half a dozen. That's not always the case.
I was gonna say, I've seen yours. Well, I'll just say it because I've already talked about mine in several Discords. Mine and one other person. So that's all I've seen posted.
I've seen at least 2 others now in my Discord.
Interesting.
Not 2 others counting what you've said. I mean, you said 1 other plus 1 to that.
Interesting. But
So-
then still, out of everybody who's on the game right now, that's still quite a small amount compared to like the rare crocs that we're seeing.
True.
I've seen
yeah.
a lot of rare crocs and roos.
About 20 every 20 minutes. If that's what we've pulled this entire stream. Oh, sorry, I was doing my fallow math because I'm about ready to wrap up. 20 crocs every 20 minutes, you know. Well, 20 every 20 minutes is just 1 per minute. If that's actually the case for 3 hours, we have about 180 fallow, which ain't bad.
Pretty good, I'd say. I think we've all made some really good progress tonight.
I think so.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I might go and sneak around in multiplayer for a bit after this.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna stay up for a little bit longer yet, especially since I know Shadow's not gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'll do. What I'm definitely gonna do is take my chocolate diamond to the trophy lodge.
But yeah, I bet that's gonna look so good. I'm so jealous.
I don't know whether to put them in my multi-mount or not. Like, I'd have to take one of the rares out, but it's also an uncommon diamond versus small rare.
Small rare. Wait, don't you have like 2 albinos?
That's a albino and a pie now. I got a pie right before the update.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Like a 199 or something.
Could just start a new multi-mount and then get a white diamond fallow and then like a cool looking modded or something and put them in a multi-mount.
That would not be a
Oh, wait.
bad move.
Have a 270.
Yes.
Do like a 270, a chocolate, and then like put just a random one in there for now, but then put like a white one in there. That
That-
would be a sick multi-mount.
That's kind of my hope, I guess.
Yeah, that'd look really good. So many options now for huddle fallow mounts.
Gotta get a great one in there and you'll be all good. 9. Why does that happen?
9.
You know, like if you... Oh, I guess you don't have that on controller. If you mouse scroll wheel over stuff, it will change the score. It doesn't, like, permanently change, but it changes what it appears as in the multi-mount thing. So, like,
That's odd.
I scrolled over a 254.67 diamond chocolate, and it just said 9.
The greatest one fallow scores 9.
Greatest one. Oh, that's cool, though. I've accidentally done it because I don't know the order, but where the chocolate ends up being in the front for most of the poses.
Oh, that looks so cool, I bet.
That turned out pretty nice.
Sweet. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Pretty good start, I would say.
I'd say so. You get one of the uncommons as a diamond? Heck yeah.
Yeah, that was I was hoping for the other one, but I wanted a chocolate diamond eventually, so...
I mean, to get either of the uncommons on the day that they release as a diamond, I think is pretty darn good.
That's a fair point.
So, I'd be super stoked.
I like it. It looks cool. Like, it's got that wider set rack. Definitely not as big as the other diamonds, but almost like the new diamond rack, too. It wasn't really possible before.
So cool. Congrats, man.
Thank you. All right. We got any closing remarks?
See you in the next one. Just kidding.
And on that bombshell,
I'd like to thank my mom, my neighbor, my aunt's cat.
the RNG gods.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Hopefully,
finally,
they will
this
be
European
merciful.
hair.
Oh goodness.
Just gonna end the
Oh,
stream
dear.
staring at it.
At their goofy face.
Oh, okay, bye. Kyla just left. She's
Bye,
out of here. Alright.
Sick of our shenanigans.
Right. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up though. So yeah. Thanks to Mel and Kyla for joining.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. We'll definitely I like this. If we could do this more with like Great One grind streams here and there, I think that'd be a good idea.
I like it. I like the chill vibes.
It was a very chill vibes. And thanks for everybody hanging out. I know we didn't get to address the chat much, but you guys were awesome. Appreciate the support. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!